evening, everyone, and welcome to Stellos Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire. John Collins along with Tom King as we get set for tonight's Nashua ETV broadcast of this high school football game between Nashua North, the Titans, and the Londonderry Lancers. Tom, tonight's game features a 4-1 team in Londonderry and a team that's on a great roll this year, 5-1 Nashua North. However, North is looking to bounce back from that one loss this season. Last weekend, they lost to Salem 54-33, and coupled with that record high-scoring game that we called just 2 weeks ago, it means that North has allowed 103 points in 2 games. Yeah, 103 points, and last week I saw two 200-yard rushers against them. So that's a pair of 200-yard rushes. That's a lot of real estate. Blue Devils. That's a lot of real estate. Salem's got a good pair of running backs, Mac Jakes, and he was phenomenal. He had 267, and they just had too much for Nashua North to be able to stop, and that's obviously something that they're going to try to create tonight. Now the thing is, John, North doesn't want to recreate that situation, but they are going up against an offense that runs very similar to Salem's. So they know that they're going to have their hands full. It's the scheme that they have to stop. And they're going to have to do it tonight without one of their better two-way linemen, Kevin Rosenberg. He got suspended 1 game for fighting. He was ejected from last week's game against Salem. That's an automatic 1-game suspension by state rule, so he is not allowed to play in tonight's game. Now, last week they did not have Andre Williams, the running back that we saw 2 weeks ago against Nashua South. They do have Andre Williams back tonight, from what I understand. The other question mark is Wilson Pena, defensive tackle. He's a starting defensive tackle. Don't know yet. He was going to be a game-time decision. We don't know yet if he's going to be in the lineup or not. As you can see, Londonderry is about to kick off the football to begin the game here on the Motterfield turf at Stellos Stadium. 4-1 Londonderry against 5-1 North. The kicker for the Lancers will be Matt Charist. He's a senior, 5'5", 195, a stocky kicker who lays into a ground ball down the left hash mark, and it's fielded there at the 15-yard line by number 4, co-captain Dylan Brodeur, the quarterback, sure-handed, brings it back to about the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of about 14 on the run back. I'll make that 19 on the run back. Well, North, John, last week used Brodeur at quarterback in Carcanis. Carcanis threw 3 touchdown passes. Brodeur had over 100 yards rushing, so they combined pretty well. Brodeur was rushing from the quarterback spot. I thought the offense probably moved a little bit better with Brodeur at the helm running the ball than it did with the lower percentage of passing. Brodeur's going to hand it off to Andre Williams, leading off the offense tonight. Their strong running back goes right up the middle for a gain of about 4. And we'll call it 2nd and 6 from the 37-yard line. Williams, they used Brodeur was their Williams last week, but he ran right out of the quarterback slot. So now with the added threat of Williams, what that does is take carries away from Jamar Gathright, but North still has so much on offense. Here's Brodeur. This is what we saw last week as well. Quarterback keeper around the right end towards the first down marker, which would be the 44-yard line. He gets stopped at about the 41, so it's going to bring up closer to the 40, actually. It'll bring up 3rd and a long 4. Yeah, I was surprised. I thought Brodeur got off to a good running start around that end, but Londonderry was prepared for it. They look at film. They see what happened last week, and they're probably going to be convinced that they can't let Brodeur beat them. But, of course, the thing is they can't let Williams beat them either. So what's the over-under on this game, Tom? Is it the century mark? I'll tell you. It's getting time now, John, as we watch this pass. Complete over the middle for the first down, hanging on and taking 3 or 4 hits, but hanging on to the football. Number 11 is Trevor Rancourt. First pass is a completion from Brodeur to Rancourt. That was good for about 6 yards and a first down. Just barely the first down. But you know what? You got to start looking at is time. Last week against Salem, a 3-hour high school football game. A lot of passes.
That is incredible.
A lot of stoppages. Direct snap to Brodeur again. He's going deep down the right sideline.
They have him.
Just tipped away. Good defense over there by number 1 Alex Lambert for the Londonderry Lancers.
Well, Lambert with a great play. Lambert is 5'8". Anton Marinchik is 6'2". Marinchik had the height advantage, and that pass almost was completed because he also had a step on Lambert as Lambert turned around and make a play on the ball.
You're right. It was slightly underthrown, Tom, and that was the difference.
Just Lambert another couple of inches over Lambert, and that pass was going to be completed.
Well-designed play. A keeper by Brodeur. He's right up the middle. He's got first down yardage and more. Across the 40, across the 30. There's nobody in front of Dylan Brodeur at the 5. In for the touchdown. 6 points for Nashua North here in the opening couple of minutes of tonight's game. The senior quarterback, Dylan Brodeur, breaks it down the right sideline.
That's 53 yards, yeah,
for the touchdown. From his own 47.
And that's the element that Brodeur brings, is that ability to run the football from the quarterback position.
The extra point try is up and good. So Anthony Goodis, who really racked up the extra points here 2 weeks ago when we watched the Londonderry, North and South go at it in a record high scoring affair, boots it through, and it is quickly a 7-0 lead for North here in the opening minutes of this game. 5-1 North against 4-1 Londonderry. Tomorrow here on Nashua ZTV, we'll have a 1 o'clock game against another 4-1 team. It's South against Pinkerton. South battling for a playoff spot at 2-3. Pinkerton is 4-1. So they are hanging on to the 4th spot out of 4 playoff spots in Division 1. They go right to basically what amounts to a semifinal at the end of the Division 1 season. You have 2 teams matching up against 2 and another 2 teams, and then the winner of that goes right to the Division 1 final. They don't mess around in Division 1 high school football in New Hampshire. You need to get a playoff spot, and it's not easy.
No, that's exactly it. You know, you're starting to think now, okay, who's going to be home in that first round? You know, I mean, is North going to have a home field? You know, they can't afford any more, any losses. They've got Pinkerton down the road. Is Pinkerton going to have a home field? Is Salem looks like they're going to have a home field. So I think that home field, the 2nd seed in the first round, is going to come down to North against Pinkerton.
Goodis pooches it, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 25.
That's a bad kick. If you're going to pooch the ball, I would pooch the ball down the middle of the field, make more players try to corral it, get around it. You know, you kick the ball. If you're pushing it to the side, you're looking for the ball to go out of bounds, and that's going to give Londonderry the start right at the 35-yard line.
A terrific field position for Londonderry as the strategic kick by Nashua North goes awry. As Tom said, you kick down the middle and you can account for those strange bounces of the football. So this is the first time on offense tonight for the Londonderry Lancers offense. As Tom said, they're very reflective of the Salem offense that racked up over 50 points against this North team last week. It's a misdirection there, but the ball ends up in the backfield for a loss on the play. It looked like it remained in the hands of Lambert, the running back.
Lambert held on to it, John, but Nashua's defensive line, it looked, not quite sure, but it looked like 71 was in on that, and that's Joe Dudka. Let's see, I'm looking to see if I see Pena out there, and I do not see Wilson Pena out there as the starting defensive tackle.
7-0. Nashua North scored on its first possession. A 53-yard run by Dylan Brodeur. Now Londonderry trying to answer. Their second play from scrimmage is on the ball's on the ground. Lambert lost the handle. Didn't look like he was hit by anybody. It just slipped out of his grasp, and he was forced to pounce on it. And it's another nothing play for the Lancers.
Yeah, not a good start for Londonderry. Sometimes you try to be a little too fancy, and they look like they're very crowded and confused in the backfield. Even though this is an offense that they're used to, they're just off to a slow start. It looks like North knows the offense better than the Lancers do from those two possessions.
It looks like they're literally not warmed up yet, Tom, because the ball maybe has a glassy feel at this point for Lambert. Motion in the backfield. The handoff is to the man in motion. Number 37 is up the left side. He's got room. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. Excuse me, that's 17. And he's finally down at the Nashua North 30. A tremendous run by Sean O'Gorman of the Londonderry Lancers. The sophomore came in motion from right to left and just sprinted past left end, and he was off to the races.
Boy, was he ever. He just cut that corner. North had no one out in that flat. Marinchik tried to come over and make the stop, but missed the tackle, but it's going to come back because of an illegal procedure penalty.
Unbelievable.
And that's what happens when you have a complicated formation type offense like this, is the kids are going to make mistakes with that kind of formation.
So, Tom, the ball was on the 32. He ran it about 45 yards, and that's all going to come back. Maybe 35 yards, but it was a tremendous run, nullified by the illegal procedure call.
It takes away a 39-yard gain.
So on 3 successive plays, the net result is that Londonderry is going 3 times in the wrong direction, and they are faced with a 3rd and 18 to go. 9:15 remaining in the first quarter. This is the Lancers' first offensive possession. They sneak it up the middle, and breaking through, tackled after he gets the first down at midfield. It was a surprising play.
Shouldn't have been that surprising, John. They weren't going to really try it. Joey McLaughlin on the carry. But
I mean, I guess what I mean to say is a surprising result of a play that goes up the middle on 3rd and long.
I mean, there were bodies there to make that stop. I don't know how he was able to get that many, that much, but 3rd and 18, and you allow it on the ground. If I'm Jason Robie, I'm a little concerned about my rushing defense right now because it's just not there.
At the midfield stripe, the Lancers 1st and 10. It's a keeper by Lambert up the middle again. They have man in motion. That time they did not give it to O'Gorman, and it was Lambert up the middle for a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 6 in Nashua territory.
And Wilson Pena, after that play, is out there. So he is out on the field now in the lineup coming off the bench. At defensive tackle for Nashua North. They need somebody to stop the running game. They haven't been able to stop the running game in 2 weeks.
The Lancers have had 2 big runs on the ground. One was nullified by a penalty. And again, slipping through the grasp. O'Gorman down the left hash mark. The sophomore outrunning everybody toward the corner. And he is down to the 1-yard line or 2-yard line. They're going to call him out of bounds, but it seemed like within grasp and yet not within grasp. Sean O'Gorman, who's 5'8", running under the radar at top speed, was able to elude about 3 would-be tacklers. He springs down for almost a touchdown run.
46 yards on that run by O'Gorman, and that, he would have had 85 in 2 carries, but that one was nullified.
He literally slipped through the grasp of 2 tacklers in the backfield.
Brodeur had him, and that is the problem. So now if you look at the film, Jason Robie has concrete evidence. Okay, we're in the right spots. We're not making tackles.
1st and goal from the 2. And
Lambert just walks right in.
Lambert, touchdown. 7-6 now with the extra point. If Charis can kick it through, it'll be a tie game. Lambert, the keeper off right tackle, untouched for the touchdown. And it is a quick strike on the ground.
This is the 3rd week in a row I have seen this. I've seen teams go up and down the field. This is just amazing. Is anyone playing defense in the state of New Hampshire anymore?
So we saw runs of 30, 40, 50 yards in a row by Lancers, and one was nullified by the penalty, but that's a big concern as Charis kicks it through. 7-7, 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. We're tied at 7. The Nashua ETV crew tonight, working with me, we have Mike Janes, Tim O'Neill, Jim McLean on cameras. It's a 3-man camera crew here on Nashua's ETV. And our executive producer of tonight's broadcast, Pete Johnson. Glad to bring it to you. North against Londonderry. Tomorrow afternoon, we're live with the Pinkerton Astros against Nashua South, the Panthers, right here at Stellos in what promises to be a wet one. It might hold the crowd down, but you will be able to watch the game on TV, on Nashua's ETV, Channel 99 tomorrow. The referee for tonight's game, Kevin Staniels. Our umpires, Butch Muntz, linesman, Dan McGeegan, Line judge is Andre Arell, and the back judge is Chuck Robert. Those are our officials for tonight's high school football game. 7-7, Charest, fresh off the extra point, will do the booting here from the 40-yard line.
Looks like Tony Franklin, doesn't he?
Yeah, you know, let's see if he tries to boot it away. They're keeping the ball down, both of these kickers. This one is fielded by Williams at his 7.
They didn't want Williams to get his hand on the ball. And you're watching, going to watch why.
He's on his feet.
Watch this.
He's still on his feet. He's refusing to go down to the 41-yard line.
That's why. Williams. See, they did not want Williams to get his hands on the ball. So that begs the question. If you don't want Williams to get his hands on the ball, why kick it to the side of the field that he's on? I don't understand what goes on sometimes. I really don't. It's like watching Joe Girardi manage a baseball game.
I was going to make the reference. I said, I'll try to keep it to football.
Unbelievable.
Out of respect for my Yankee fan compatriot up here. 34-yard run back by Williams there. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. The Nashua North offense has been every bit as productive as maybe their defense has not been of late.
And Brandon is now in at quarterback as they flip-flop the quarterbacks as they usually do.
And he hands up to Andre Williams up the middle. Williams with a healthy gain of about 4 or 5 yards.
Now, how do you feel about that? I mean, Carcanis is a good quarterback. There's no knocking him. He's got a great arm. You have to respect his arm, so it loosens up the secondary a little bit. They can't stuff the run with Williams being able to carry the ball. But at the same time, you're taking a guy out of the game or putting him in another spot where he just ran the ball for 53 yards and a touchdown.
Bouncing off one tackler, no, actually pulled down right there was Jamar Gathright. Good tackle by Londonderry, who'd get in the backfield. Gathright holding his arm a little bit, like he may have taken a bump there. And 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, 7-7. To answer your question, Tom, you got 2 good quarterbacks. One is a junior, as you watch him on the field right now, Carcanis, and the other one's a senior, Brodeur. Now, if let's say Carcanis was a sophomore, I could see maybe playing exclusively Brodeur, but they score every time they have the ball, too, these guys. There's a ball. Not that time, not complete anyway in the middle of the field.
I just thought the offense was a higher percentage, just a little bit more. It's very close, but a little bit more of a higher percentage with Brodeur running the ball from where he is a quarterback, but he can also throw it too.
Yeah. In this particular instance, your percentage is.
See, I think Carcanis is more one-dimensional. He can run as well, but he's not as effective as Brodeur is. On paper, he has had some good games running the football, but Brodeur, we just saw him go for 53 yards, so it's a tough call. It really is.
The punt comes down and sticks there like a jart at the 33-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for the Lancers, who scored on their one and only possession tonight. Let's see if Nashua can come up with the stop that the Londonderry defense just came up with.
Well, see, the difference for the Nashua defense is they won't be attacking a change in personnel. What you saw on that series was you saw an offense dominated by Carcanis and Gathright in a way, because Williams did carry the ball one time, but Londonderry probably will not change up their personnel the way Nashua North has. North has that luxury, Londonderry does not.
So Londonderry lines up in a direct snap again, and what amounts to a wildcat formation for Lambert up the middle.
Well, they've used that twice, but I'm surprised I didn't see a flag there. I don't know if I saw a flag or not, because
it was a well-timed jump by the Nashua defender.
Yeah, it looked like Nashua jumped offside.
Yeah, very close.
That was number 80, I believe, with the carry, right?
Up the middle.
Yeah.
That was Kyle Ash.
Kyle Ash.
Who's a sophomore.
Yep.
They use a lot of motion and misdirection coming out of the backfield for the Lancers. It's produced some big runs in their first offense of possession. Here we are, 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's a 7-7 game. Second and about 6. Sprinting through is Lambert. He's close to a first down. Stopped at about the 41-yard line.
He should be
a yard short.
A yard or a half a yard short. It's very close.
3rd down, so they have had a lot of success going exclusively on the ground to this point, Tom. And why not? You rip off 30, 40, 50-yard runs, you're going to go back to it until you are stopped by the defense. North digging in a little bit like a goal line defense here. Lambert, and there's a whistle and a flag. This is going to go against the offense, and it's going to make it a 3rd and 5.5.
Yeah, I think one of the running backs jumped on that play, John, and again, they were just a little bit disheveled. I think with the way they run their offense, you're going to see that. And it's not making John Rich, the Londonderry head coach, a very happy man right now.
So what's in the air this October, Tom, with the nightmare New England for defensive coordinators? We saw the Patriots roll 59-0.
Well,
you who've seen everything the Patriots have done.
That was unbelievable watching it after watching these high school games. It says, will I ever see a game where somebody isn't in the 50s?
That's it. You've seen a lot this year. Complete down the right sideline and pulling ahead for more than the first down, for the midfield stripe. Let's see who gets up off the bottom there. That is the tight end,
Kevin Hale.
Kevin Hale, the tight end, he looks bigger than 5'11", 195 there. He's dragged a few people with him across the midfield stripe. It's at the 49 of Nashua, 1st and 10.
Well, now Londonderry, that's a 15-yard gain. Now Londonderry has shown a different look.
They can pass.
They can pass the ball.
More danger for the North defense. 1st and 10 on the north side of the field. 4:10 to go. Whistles on the flag. Field. Pointing at
somebody lined up offsides.
He's telling the center that he moved the ball forward illegally. I believe that's what happened, and I think it's number 53, Colin Kennedy, who snaps the footballs for Lambert et al. In the backfield. I believe the side judge gave him a quick lecture about this is where I spotted it, and that's where you hike it from. You don't move it ahead length of a football. So,
you're talking about defense. It was funny. I asked Jason Robie, did you miss Andre Williams in the Salem right after the Salem game? He says, well, who knows? He said, if we had Andre, we might have scored too quick, and Salem would have gotten the ball back that many more times.
Yeah, it changed the balance of the game.
Exactly.
So it's 1st and 15 from the 46 of Londonderry. Sprinting around is O'Gorman. He slips another tackle. He's at the 40, and he's dragged finally out of bounds. We'll give the credit for the tackle to number 47, Cam Duval. But again, Sean O'Gorman, the sophomore wingback for the Lancers, gets loose down the left sideline.
Boy, he's a tough back to bring down, isn't he? Every time he's had the ball, he's had a long game.
You don't see that listing. I think it's WB. It's wingback.
Yeah.
You
don't often see that.
There's a lot of wingbacks in the roster for the Lancers, and they're making the most of that rarely used position. In this formation, that's really a threat to break it.
He has 67 yards and 2 carries. Are we going to have another flag? Yes, we are.
Complicated formations for Londonderry, as Tom said, producing some offside calls.
Talked about time. Yeah, we could be in front of the line. Could be another one.
These aren't passes. These are just penalties.
Officials' whistles. I know it.
3:44 to go in the first quarter. It's a 7-7 game. The momentum is clearly on Londonderry's side right now as the Nashua defense just nothing resembling a stop.
But imagine the way they run their offense with the different formations and all the different looks that they use. You got to do a lot of homework if you're a kid. And practice has got to be really precise and probably long.
You need
a lot of repetition.
But for the defense, now you would think, okay, it's confusing to stop an offense like that when it's running well, but to make that tackle when you have the chance, that would be the key.
That's just it. You've got to make the stop. There is the stop right there.
Erased by number 2. That was David Duong, who came flying through. The linebacker for North does finish his tackle, and it is a short gain for the Lancers, who'll have to go 2nd and 13 yards now for a first down. Ball at the 37. Make that the 35.
I think if you ask any coach, and he's going to either say that a team's success running the football is because of his error in terms of not having them in the right spots or missed tackles. Here's a screen
pass over the middle to Lambert. He dances out to the outside. He's got some blocking. He runs inside to the touchdown. A beautiful move at the finish there by Alex Lambert as he goes from his own, actually 35-yard touchdown pass play from Ross Johnston to Alex Lambert.
Defensive coaches have got to be beside themselves because, again, a player was in position to make the tackle but wasn't even able to get a wrap because of the move put on by the offensive player.
He's got some great moves in space. Alex Lambert, there's a shot through the uprights for the 14th point of the game. 14-7, the Lancers lead Nashua North now on a pair of Alex Lambert touchdowns. One was an easy 2-yard jaunt from first and goal to go at the 2 a few moments ago. Then Londonderry came up with a stop, 3 and out. Nashua punted it to Londonderry, and the Lancers ended up going the length of the field from their Wildcat formations, mostly a run. They had a nice pass that they mixed in there to Kevin Hale, the tight end, to pick up a key first down at midfield. But then the screen pass over the middle from Ross Johnston to Alex Lambert, and Lambert put on a running back clinic there with several nifty moves, a highlight film for him, and it's 14-7 for the Lancers up on top. They're 4-1. They are threatening to match North's record with a win here tonight. If it happens, it'll be 5-1 and 5-1. They'll be deadlocked at the top of Division I. There's an onside kick, what it amounts to be. Did Nashua North get it back? Londonderry is motioning that they got it, and Charest's onside kick was successful, in fact, as coming up with it was number 41 for Londonderry, Sean Given.
Well, here's the theory behind that onside kick. We're kicking off. Williams is going to probably be in position somewhere to get the football. He'll probably return it out to the 48-yard line, right?
Yes.
So here's our chance to get the ball if we have a shot at it, and then go up by 2 scores because they can't stop us on the ground, and we're going to play with a short field. And you know, reason number 5, they're not going to expect it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep.
So.
And it pays off for the Lancers, and no rest for the weary. The Nashua North defense has to go right back out onto the field.
And that's, you just said it, that will pay off down the road.
It's a keeper up the middle for Joey McLaughlin. The tailback plows behind the right side of his line for a healthy first down gain.
You said it, no rest for the weary, and that is something that could happen later in this game. North's defense may get very weary because they've been on the field an awful long time.
Meanwhile, their offense could be getting cold on the sideline as they've been forced now to watch 2 straight offensive possessions, the touchdown backed up by the onside kick, and the time that they were out there in between, Tom, 3 downs and outs.
So yeah, exactly, John.
It's been dominated by the Londonderry offense in the last 8 minutes of this quarter. Is 2 minutes and counting down in the first quarter of play. Londonderry trying to add to their 14-7 lead. There's a pass from Johnston off the fingertips of the tight end Hale, incomplete.
Now, see, I don't like that because you're doing one thing very, very well and then you get away from it. And I just think that they'd be better served, not getting away from that plan. And
in defense of the play call, Tom, Hale was wide open in the right flat.
That's true.
It was a question of Ross Johnson throwing it too hard. He really didn't have to. He could have laid it in there, and Hale was by himself. But as you said, the running has been very successful for these Lancers. Slipping through another tackle is O'Gorman, and he gets what looks like a first down on the second effort.
Well, O'Gorman with a great spin move, and the spin move is what got him the first down, if indeed he does have it.
Yes, I think he got it by the length of the football.
They did. They gave it to him.
1st and 10 for the Lancers.
A 6-yard run, and he gets it. And that looked like a stop compared to the runs that he's had already tonight.
I believe, Tom, this is exactly where the ball was spotted when Lambert got that pass, that screen pass over the middle for a touchdown.
35-yard line.
35, so they're on the 37 now. 1st and 10 for the Lancers, trying to add to their 14-7 lead. Lambert's going to hold on to it, and he gets tackled from behind. Good pursuit by number 64.
Yeah, there's Wilson Pena. That's why they want Pena out there, because Pena can penetrate that backfield and make the right move and make the right read. And that leads to making the right tackle.
Wilson Pena with a key tackle in the backfield. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10. The kind of defensive plays that we need in a series to affect a stop. And Wilson Pena comes up with one of what Nashua North needs to be 3 strikes and you're off the field for the Londonderry offense, which has been out there for about 6 or 7 minutes straight. Dropping back is Johnson. He's got pursuit.
No one open.
He's got nowhere to go, and he's going to be yanked to the ground. Good pursuit, good tackle by number 21, Tim Croteau.
Well, that's a case where your quarterback's got to make that determination fairly quickly. And I think Johnston did that. He knew he didn't have anybody open, and then decided he was going to try to run around the end and get away from this. You know, in high school football, there is no out-of-the-pocket rule for intentional grounding. So if this was a pro game, the quarterback probably would have just thrown the ball away out of bounds.
I'm so used to seeing offensive players run past defensive players. It was
No
like
kidding.
a relief to see that.
Exactly.
You know, Croteau closed the deal there. So here comes Londonderry on 3rd and long. Looking to pass, Johnston fires it left, complete. And it's down to the 27-yard line.
He's going to be shy, I believe.
That's a first down for Kyle Ash.
Is it a first down, John? Yeah, I guess well, let's see. I don't think so.
Maybe not.
I don't think it is.
Maybe not. It's a yard shy. My mistake. I thought he had gotten to the 25-yard stripe or close to there.
He's got to get to the 27, and he's at the 28, so it's 4th and 1.
4th and 1. So needless to say, a key play here, and Londonderry looks like they're going to talk it over, or they're going to let the seconds tick down. That's the end.
Seconds tick down, and then they can use a timeout without even having one. So that's it after 1 period of play.
14-7, Londonderry leads Nashua with a 4th and 1 facing them when they switch sides of the field. Londonderry is 4 and 1. They are hoping to go 5 and 1. Nashua North is at 5 and 1 and would look to be 6 and 1.
There's Jason Robie. There's Jason Robie, John, going over things with his defense. You would have to say the odds on a 4th and 1 are in favor of Londonderry. I think the guy that they really need to look at, a couple of guys, they need to see if they can get Brodeur more involved defensively. Move him around a little bit so they don't know where he is, because he's a secondary guy, but he can also play linebacker. And this guy right down in the lower left part of your screen, Wilson Pena, I think he is somebody who will, if he can come up big on this series and in this game, North has got a real fighting chance. And Jason Robie handles the defense for this team, John. This is his call, so we will see what happens.
Number 64 is Wilson Pena. Head coach of the North is Jason Robie. Their assistants, Dante Lorendi, Chad Zabolis, Keith Richard, Don Fournier, Bruce Bradshaw, Dave McGuire, Ron Welliver, Paul LeBlanc, David Morton, Adam Razumic, Matt McGuire, and Sean Albert. So it's a full complement of assistant coaches, and they are all on the edge of their seat, and obviously the defense on their edge of their toes, and they go offside. So
and that was a tough move right then, going on the count, Joel Pacheco. And were they drawn off or not?
But
and that is a killer.
It's an automatic first down.
Well, it's an automatic because of the 5 yards. So that is a killer for the Titans. That is a gift. The Lancers just got their first Christmas present of the season, and it's not even Halloween yet.
Before a second even ticks off here in the second quarter. 12 minutes per quarter in high school football, and the Lancers are knocking on the door of what could be their 3rd touchdown of the game. Up the middle, to the left side actually, is number 20, Joey McLaughlin, the tailback, driven out of bounds finally. They'll spot it at the 18. So it's a healthy 6-yard gain on first down.
Everything positive for Londonderry on the ground. I mean, they've had only 4 plays rushing that they've been negative yards, and one of them is a semi-sack by the Titans.
And that might have been what Nashua had in mind, you know, when Joel Pacheco jumped offside, Tom. The coaches probably told him, you guys need to penetrate, get in the backfield, interrupt one of these plays.
Yeah, exactly. You got that right, John. Very good call.
Quick strike to the right side, open, complete. And Hale is going to be pulled down at about the 10-yard line. That is a first down. That moves the chains. It was just a one-step drop, look to the right, and it was the tight end target, Kevin Hale, that Johnston hit with the pass. So they've mixed up the pass and the run. They get a first down, and a timeout is going to be taken by Nashua North. John Collins with Tom King. You're watching Nashua's
I
ETV
wondered if
broadcast.
we could zoom in on this timeout, because if we don't camera-wise, I will with the binoculars. I want to see Jason Robie and what he's saying to this defense.
It's
and
emphatic,
he is
Tom.
Very emphatic.
Yeah.
There he is. That's a great job. Great job by our guys on camera. You know, right down in that huddle. And Jason Robie being very emphatic about his defense. One thing that I've seen with Londonderry, John, boy, when they possess the football, they are tough to bring down. Their skilled position players are very good at running with the ball.
Yeah.
So.
Broken a number of tackles tonight. The only miscue really was a fumble in the backfield that they recovered. They have benefited from the onside kick here, recovering after they went up 14-7. They get the ball back. The surprise onside kick from Matt Charist. And they are on the verge of going up by 2 scores if they can complete this drive. It's 1st and 10 at the 10. Oh, the ball's at the 11, excuse me. They could get a first down without getting a touchdown, but not on this play. North drives the ball carrier back. I want to credit Trevor Rancourt.
But I thought the guy who was in that play, we haven't really.
Chris Anderson also.
Well, Adam Leith for North, number 8. He was right there.
Adam Leith.
He wouldn't budge. He wouldn't budge. And once McLaughlin realized that, he had nowhere to go. He only got 2 yards.
So the ball was at the 11. Now it's at the 9. They gave him forward progress. And this ball is somewhere around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, McLaughlin right down to about, give him some forward progress. Maybe, I would say no gain on, maybe a yard. Maybe a yard for McLaughlin. So it's going to be 3rd and 6.
So to this
a long
point,
6 from the 8-yard line.
Whatever Jason Robie said is so far it's paying off. 3rd and 6.
And what Londonderry's done is they've tried to stay in the middle. They haven't tried to go outside. Now they've got all this room on the side of the field, John. No defenders there, and look where they go. They go to that side.
The middle and trying to wrestle him away from the first down marker. A flag flies late in the rugby scrum to try to bring the ball carrier to the turf.
That was McLaughlin. He was
number 10.
He was surrounded by Rancourt and Marinchik and a few others. And let's
20.
see what the call is. Is it a personal foul? Now that time Londonderry did go to the right side, but they didn't come out as wide as I thought they would.
You had number 20 on the ball carrier?
Yes.
They're going to pick the flag up.
No flag. So that's got to be close to a first down. It's probably about a yard shy.
I think the 1-yard line would have been the first down. And they're going to place the ball on the 2, which would make it 4th and 1 by my calculation.
4th and 1 from the 2-yard line. Londonderry obviously will go for it. And here we go, another big 4th down play.
And the last time we had a 4th and 1, of course, North was drawn offside. Timeout for Londonderry. They want to talk it over what their play call is going to be on this occasion. 9:18 to go in the first half. 14-7. Londonderry leads it. So a big play coming up here. Londonderry obviously going to go for it instead of kicking a field goal, Tom. What do you think of that?
Oh, I think they should go for it. They've got a positive yardage with their running game all night. They've got, they really have great skill position people who can maneuver the ball and run well with the ball. And if you can't pick it up,
you'll be surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I'd be very surprised if they don't get this first down. But again, it may depend on penetration. If North could get in that backfield.
And it's a tightrope to walk, of course, because you know that Ross Johnston or whoever is barking out the signals for Londonderry is going to try to draw the North defensive line offside again. Tight formation for the Lancers on offense. Nashua digging in, goal line stand here. 1 yard for the first down, 2 yards for the touchdown, and
that could be on Londonderry.
That number 17 jumped. I think it was a. I'm not going to point the finger because let's let the officials officiate.
Well, I thought
it looked like Londonderry backed up.
I thought Santorsa stood up.
Yes,
he was bent over and then he stood up, but they are not going to call it that way. Oh my! Oh my!
Twice in a row, Tom, Nashua is drawn offside on a 4th and 1, and it's a first down. It'll be 1 yard, half the distance to the goal, and it'll be first down and goal to go for the Lancers. So a key play. That's one you'd like to see again because it
is really one you'd like to see on replay, and people who watch the replay of this will probably be able to see it on replay.
Did a Londonderry Lancer offensive player move or stand up to entice the Nashua defense to go outside?
I certainly thought Santorsa just kind of stood up a little bit.
It was like more than one player that did it, but they're going to say, now how are they doing a measurement?
Half the distance to the goal. How is half the distance to the goal short?
Is it half the distance to the first down marker?
It's half the distance. Yeah, it would.
I can't understand.
No, it would be half the distance to the goal.
Which you would think would be a first down, but apparently it's not.
That's incredible to me, but obviously it was over a yard.
So it's 4th and a football.
Yep.
And Lambert's going to get the touchdown.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to stop that running attack the way they've been playing.
The Lancers' offensive line just stands up the D-line of North, and Lambert goes in behind his blockers for his 3rd touchdown of this game. The senior running back, number 1 for the Lancers, gives Londonderry a 20-0 lead. It's Matt Charist, who has 2 extra points already and a successful onside kick to his credit. He'll do the extra point honors here for the Lancers. So the decision by head coach Jonathan Rich to go for it on 4th down is fruitful. The hold there is by Ross Johnston. The kick is good. It's a 21-7 lead for the Lancers with 9 minutes even left to go in the first half. John Collins with Tom King, our camera crew tonight. Mike Janes, Tim O'Neill, and Jim McLean down on the field. Our executive producer is Pete Johnston. We have Pete has us in a busy schedule and glad to be doing the games this fall and bringing you Nashua and Bishop Girton, Nashua North and South in football. Hopefully all 3 teams will go deep into the playoffs. Of course, Nashua South is on the brink of not making it after winning the state championship last year. They are 2-3, are the defending Division I champion Panthers. So tomorrow is a must-win against a very good team. The Pinkerton Astros will be in here tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Oh, it promises to be a wet day, so we'll be pleased to bring the game to whoever doesn't come because of the weather conditions. You'll see it on Nashua's ETV. Matt Charist will line up the football to kick it from his own 40. And let's see if they go with the Tom King philosophy. Just don't kick it to Williams. Go with an onside kick every time because it's going to end up at the 40 or whatnot anyway. So let's see what happens.
Why not? Work once, right?
Yeah. And so let's see what Charest does. He does a long onside kick. It's going to bounce all the way to the back, and it's picked up by Gathright. And he's got a healthy return going here. He dances his way past the 40. He's at midfield. Gathright down the left hash mark. It's a sprint. There's nobody in front of him. The 20, the 10. Gathright, touchdown. Jamar Gathright answers back just like that after a lengthy drive by the Londonderry offense. 2 drives in a row, really, after the onside kick. The Nashua North Titans get right back on the scoreboard.
Well, hold on, John. We got a flag at the 45-yard line.
Hold my horses.
Hold everything.
Wow, that would be.
It's going to be
against the Lancers is declined, and Jamar Gathwright's touchdown stands. Boy, did you just see his eyes light up from all the way up here?
As soon as he got into the open field, he was out of there.
He bounced off a few people.
I'm not quite sure where he picked that ball up from.
Neither am I.
I'd have to say about the 28, 27-yard line. The 18. All right, he picked it up at the 18-yard line. That ball had some roll to it then. All right, the 18-yard line.
Return.
So that's an 72-yard
return. Excuse me. The kick by Guidis.
No, 82. No, it's the 82 yard.
Yeah,
my math is way off.
Okay, it is 82
yards.
I was right the first time. Nice job by Jamar Gathright. Meanwhile, the North offense has not been on the field for most of this half after scoring in their very first possession. Led down the field by Dylan Verdure with a 53-yard touchdown run for the North quarterback. Since then, it's been all Lancers. They've scored 3 times. And now answering back finally with a kickoff return for touchdown, Jamar Gathright. So it is a 21-14 game. The time left in the half is 8:46. So the fans who are watching at home and those here rewarded with another offensive-laden football game, or very offensive game. Handling the kicking for the Titans. There you see is Anthony Guidis, the senior kicker. A very busy kicker with all the touchdowns this team scores on the extra points. He's called on frequently as he kicks it over everybody. There's an NFL kickoff.
That's what you want to see. You want to see the ball in the end zone.
So in unfamiliar territory now, the Lancers at their own 20.
20-yard line. My goodness. But they should have onside kicked. See, I told you. See, what did I tell you, John?
They shouldn't have?
They should have onside kicked it.
Yeah, well,
again, see, that's what I told you.
I think Charest wanted it to hit somebody. When
I'm sure he did.
But
it
didn't.
They should have.
All the way back to Jamar
They
Gathright.
should have, and it cost them, because they didn't, it cost them 7 points.
Yes.
That's how you look at it. only this year in Division I high school football can we be talking about this.
Never seen such an offensive year as this
Oh,
one.
my goodness.
Direct snap. And it's sprinting to the left.
Tell me, please.
Hit from behind.
If he had broken
down
through for a touchdown run, I would have said, that's it. Time to go home.
That's a first down run, Tom. Right off the bat, it's going to move the chains
yards
to the 33-yard line. So from the 20 to the 33, a 13-yard gain.
He has 54 yards on 7 carries, and he's not even their top rusher.
Wow. So there's the shotgun snap here again from Colin Kennedy, the center for the Lancers. It's directly to the running back. Lambert does a twist move, 360 degrees.
I just love the way they move with the football. He's just
so quick.
They just move their body, and they one thing the Londonderry players have learned to perfection. And I think John Rich, when I watched him play as a player, was pretty good at it. The spin move.
And you saw it there.
You know, and that's what we've watched.
So we saw a 13-yard gain followed by a 14-yard gain, Tom, and it's just huge yards every time they touch the ball on the ground. These are like long passes, these runs. 1st and 10 for the Lancers. Lambert with the shotgun reception. A nice tackle there in the pile. Looked like we're going to give credit to 21 Tim Croteau again. I think he got a big piece of
Croteau was there, but the guy who got up from the bottom of the pile, David Dong, who is, if you're on the edge, you're going to have to deal with Dong one way or the other if you're on that left edge and the right side defensively.
There you see David with the unusual linebacker number of 2. And he helps make that stop. It's just shy of the midfield stripe. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 for the Lancers. 7:15 to go in the first half. Lambert on the keeper up the middle, and he's going to be wrapped up and dragged down by Andre Williams, but not until he gets a first down. Chains move again.
Misdirection. They snap it one way. Look like they're moving one way to the left, and then they run to the right, and Lambert has the ball, and he's not going to cough it up.
This defense is gassed, Tom.
Yeah, they are. John, it's a great point, and we talked about that. You just said no rest for the weary.
That kickoff return was great, but what did it do?
What did it do? It got Londonderry put the defense right back on the field.
Yep.
You're right. Good point.
4 times in a row, I think, without a break. 6:50 to go. The offense has, meanwhile, just been cooling their heels, literally, on the sideline. Direct snap again. This one is to McLaughlin. He is up the left hash mark. He spins the spin move inside the 30, and that is a first down. Every time these runners touch the ball, those chains are moving, and it's like a train. a steady train down the field, unfortunately, for the Titans. 6:38 to go. First and 10 for the Lancers at the 30-yard line.
Just amazing watching them run the football and moving down the field at will. They started at their own 20. They're now at the North 30.
The last thing you would expect right now, of course, Tom, would be a pass play. And they're not going to pass. So McLaughlin, good hit coming in there, but spinning away from everybody. Duong got a good hit on the ball carrier, and then Trevor Rancourt had a chance to bring it down.
Well, you said it, John. Duong got a good hit on the carrier, but he didn't get a good wrap on the carrier. This team needs to wrap people. They hit pretty well, but they need to tackle. The hit is the first part of the tackle. The wrap is the most fundamental part of the tackle.
Because otherwise what happens is what you just saw, McLaughlin spinning away from the tacklers. Direct snap goes to number 1 Lambert, and this time penetration and a tackle in the backfield.
And there you go. They got the two parts
bottom
right.
Of the pile, number 30.
Andre Williams.
That
guy who had a bad ankle a week ago. And Wilson Pena was in there too. And Williams gets in there and Pena, and they both put a big hit on Lambert.
Good read there by the Nashua North defense, led by...
You've got to read this offense. It's very difficult to figure out. A loss of 1 on the play, but it's very difficult to figure out what they're up to the way they're set with that formation. Now they bring everybody in tight.
Key play, 3rd and 7. The ball is at the 27-yard line. And with it is O'Gorman. He is down the left sideline and out of bounds, and I believe he gets the first down inside the 20. Yes, they will spot it at the 18, 1st and 10 for the Lancers. So O'Gorman hadn't gotten the ball in a while, Tom.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, John. And
fresh legs.
That's it. You know, he gets 9 yards and gets the first down. He's got 82 yards on 4 carries, and that's not counting the long 39-yarder that got negated by a penalty.
This is still a close ball game. There have been no turnovers on regular offensive plays. There was that onside kick that Nashua North lost, but up the middle, Lambert is hit and wrapped by Dong this time.
Yeah, that was a good tackle by Dong. He went right there and made sure Lambert didn't go.
And just by holding on to him that extra second or two, he got help from Andre Williams, which is the gang tackling philosophy. You got to at least stop the guy for a couple seconds until your help arrives.
Well, see what they did on that previous play to O'Gorman to get that first down was they had everybody in tight, and the defense comes in tight, and then they rush O'Gorman wide where there's nobody.
And he's got good outside speed.
He really does, and he's got good moves with the football.
2nd and 10 here. The ball's at the 18. Outside he goes with McLaughlin, and he is hit from behind and driven out of bounds at about the 11 by Wilson Pena, but he's very close.
No, he's got about another 3 or 4 yards
3 yards to go. It's
they're down about the 12, 11 or 12, depending on the spot. Going to mark it just shy of the 11-yard line. Picks up 7. So
3rd and 3.
He's got about 3 to go.
Good hustle by Pena from the backside.
But here's what McLaughlin showed me on that run. He showed a little strength because he carried a couple of Titan defenders with him. He had a lot of strength to bull his way down the field to the 11-yard line.
So Johnston going to drop back to pass. He looks right. It's going to be a center screen. It's incomplete.
No, I just didn't have a good look for it from the start. You know, I'll tell you what. You got a guy like O'Gorman who makes a lot of yards every time he touches the ball. He was in motion. I thought they were going to flip it out to him in the flat, and they decided to dump it down the middle of the field. You don't have a lot of room for a screen with that short field. So,
right.
You know, I would want the ball in the hands of O'Gorman. Yeah, they are.
4th and 3. Excuse me. No. Jerez comes out. Field goal.
Field goal, and it's going to be a 28-yard attempt. And they're going to call time.
Londonderry's going to take the timeout. So that's unusual. You got your team lining up and
yeah, you freeze your own kicker. Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe they want to talk it over. Maybe they want to talk about whether they want to go for it on 4th and 3. You know what? They trust their kicker to give them a 10-point lead with 3:40 to play. So one thing about this is their running game has chewed up a lot of clock.
Well,
yeah, this drive has taken over 3 minutes, or almost 3 minutes of football.
That was an interesting play call. Like you said, the success they've had on the ground. Third and three.
I didn't
center
think,
screen.
And I think, again, when it comes crunch time, you want the ball in the hands of your best players. Your best players are either Lambert, I think, or O'Gorman. And right now, because of the success he's had and the numbers he's put up, I'd put O'Gorman in that category as the guy I'd want to have the ball.
Well,
but this is going to be...
We've seen a lot of stuff here. We've seen the onside kick. Will we see a fake field goal? Johnson
no, but
puts
we're
it
going to
down.
see a flag and probably the ball go back 5 yards, and that may change Londonderry's tune here.
Right side of the Londonderry line appeared to move, and that will be an illegal procedure penalty against the Lancers to move them back and make the field goal more difficult. Instead of 4th and 3, it'll be 4th and 8. And Charest has more turf to boot the ball over here for a field goal. 21-14, the Lancers lead by a touchdown. They're trying to make it a 10-point advantage if Charest can hit this 35-yard field goal here.
Now it's a 34-yard. It went from a 28 to a 34.
Johnston puts it down. The kick is up. It's low, but it's no
good.
It's no good, and that 5 yards may have been the difference.
I think it was.
It really looked like it had enough distance to be good at 30 yards, but not from 34. And so,
well, I don't know. You know, you're 3rd and 3 at the 11-yard line.
A break for Nashua North.
You're 3rd and 3 at the 11. Your team is averaging over 5 yards a pop. I'd go for it. I really would.
So the Nashua North offense is on the field for the first time since early in the first quarter. Direct snap as Berduri hands it off to Williams, and Williams is just going to take a bunch of tacklers with him, like
let's see if
Londonderry on a cart.
Let's see if Londonderry remembers how to play defense.
No huddle offense here for Nashua North. They're right up on the football.
They were just under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter the last time North touched the
Second
football.
and 4. Williams may have gotten close to the first down with that strength of his legs and second effort.
Yeah, he does. He's over the 30-yard line, John, so he's at the 32, 31-yard line, so he gets 7 yards on that carry. He gets that
7
first down.
yards. It really didn't seem like that much.
Well,
He looked up and
6.
the chains move. First and 10. Dropping straight back to pass and throwing off the fingertips of the would-be receiver, Brandon Karkanis. Looked like he was throwing to Jamar Gathright coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, Gathright would be a good choice out of the backfield, but I think they need to get the ball in Williams' hands. If Brodeur is not out there, I want the ball in Williams' hands right now.
This is only the 3rd offensive possession of the game for North. They have a touchdown on a kickoff return. Andre Williams struggles ahead to the 35-yard line, and it will be 3rd and long. 3rd and 6 from the 31-yard line. 2:40 to go in the first half. Let's see if the North Titans will call a timeout and talk it over. This is a quick offensive no-huddle scheme, and they're going to go right up to the line and try it here on 3rd and 6 from their own 35.
And they'll probably throw the ball.
Karkanis drops straight back. He's got some pressure. He throws it.
Got a man. He's got it in stride.
It is complete down to the 20-yard line. A tremendous pass and catch from Brandon Karkanis to Anton Marinchik.
I'll tell you, Marinchik caught that ball in stride. I thought for sure he was going to be gone. But when he reached out for the ball, he lost his balance. And that allowed the play to basically Londonderry to catch up. But that is a huge gain. It gives North a 1st and 10 at the 23.
With about 2 minutes to go and the clock is ticking and then the flags fly and the whistle blows. The handoff to Williams. Apparently somebody on the North line moved and they'll be faced with a 1st and 15. But what a thrilling play when it looked like Nashua North might be 3 and out.
42-yard play.
42 yards from Karkanis.
But now they're going to move back 5 because of the penalty.
Credit Mr. Carcanis for keeping warm on the sideline during that long.
Well, he's got a great. I mean, there's no
layup.
question that their passing game is better with Carcanis than it is, I think, with Brodeur. He's got a golden arm.
So it's 1st and 15 from the 28.
Williams will get the ball
1:45
here.
to go. It's up the middle. Carcanis still has it. He is wrapping up the ball and bowling his way ahead. First down and more for Brandon Carcanis.
Down by the 11-yard line. Now, what you see there, that's the effect of having Williams in the backfield. They fake to Williams. It freezes the defense. Everyone thinks Williams has the ball, and Carcanis runs it all the way down to the 12-yard line. 16-yard gain.
Or 16-yard gain. Williams now carrying a tackler with him for 4 or 5 yards after the initial hit, as North is threatening to tie this thing up before the half, trailing 21-14. Momentum on North side right now. No huddle, right up to the line of scrimmage. Ball's on the 3. Straight ahead, Williams, is he in? He is in.
He is. He got the ball over the plane, John.
The side judge says touchdown, and it is 6 points for North. With the extra point, they could tie this at 21-all with a minute 7 to go in the first half. What a turn of events. Nashua North with that big pass play on 3rd down. Another huge run, 16 yards by the quarterback, Brandon Carcanis. And finishing it off, Andre Williams. And also the right leg of Anthony Gadis, 21-21. We've been treated to some very exciting high school football here at Stellos Stadium.
My goodness, I know it.
This year has been tremendous. It is very much up in the air and on the ground. Who is going to win this one? With a minute 7 to go, will North turn the tables and try an onside kick against the Lancers? Probably not. They'll probably boot it over everybody and out of the end zone if they can, like they did before. Anthony Gadis was able to come up with a big NFL type of kickoff to negate any kind of a run back for the Lancers. 21-all. So after cooling their heels on the sideline for about 12 minutes, the Nashua North offense comes out and goes the length of the field for the tying score.
Just that pass from Carcanis all the way to Marinchik. In stride. Great catch, I thought, by Marinchik. He's got great hands anyway. Made a great grab. Knocks the game at 21. You know, or sets up the touchdown and not the game at 21.
He's booms it, and it's out of the end zone. Beautiful job by Anthony Gadis.
Yeah, Londonderry will start at their own 20 again. But boy, John, I tell you, you know, you have a defense gassed the way they did, and they kick the field goal or try to kick the field goal instead of go for the touchdown. I don't know. I just don't agree with the call.
And they turned the ball over on downs right on that spot.
Yeah, well, after the penalty. The penalty hurt them on the special teams penalty hurt them.
So a minute 7, well, is that enough for the Lancers to go?
I don't think
80
so.
yards?
On the ground, I don't think so.
Calling the signals is Ross Johnston in the backfield. He looks to his right. He throws to his right. It's to nobody in particular. It's caught there by, I think, Jason Robie.
I think it was. It was a defensive back, I think, when he played. He played for UNH or BU.
He looked that right into his hands.
He played for UNH.
And so it's 2nd and 10, and that stops the clock. It only took 4 seconds off of the clock. Londonderry's got to think about the fact they don't want to go 3 and out here because they're pretty deep in their own end. Let's see what happens. Will they throw it?
I'm surprised they didn't run it first time.
Nashua North calls timeout.
And that was made right by the assistant coaches right next to me.
Yeah.
Who said call timeout, because they saw
impressed
something.
with how quickly the pipeline works.
I was just going to say that was pretty quick. I know the headsets are really working down there on the sidelines. This is Jason Robie.
Now, if you're a lip reader, Tom, you have a better shot because he's facing us.
That's right.
But like the good teammates they are, we
were great lip readers.
Trevor Rancourt and Anton Marinchik do some blocking.
Great lip readers last night with John Lackey talking.
Talking
to Mike Social.
I agreed with him too.
Yeah.
It was his game.
I did agree with him. I thought it was time to take him.
Are you kidding me?
I know it. I know it. Are you blank kidding me? I know it.
Oh boy, that's an exciting series as well. So
now what Robie's talking to them about is you've got to move. You've got to be careful of them going up the field. You know, they're gonna dive out. He made a motion with his right hand. They're gonna dive
what
out.
We haven't seen in forever, Tom, with all this offense going up and down Stellos Stadium's field. We haven't seen a pick six in a long time.
No, we haven't, have we?
No, we're due.
I know, we are due. I know.
And I'll say that while Londonderry has the ball.
If it happens now, I'll be amazed.
It's not going to happen on this play. It might be a fumble. And stopped is O'Gorman. He's going to be driven out of bounds. That's going to stop the clock. 54 seconds to go. Not able to get around the corner that time was Sean O'Gorman, the wingback sophomore with the speed for the Lancers. He was stalled in his break to the left.
What I think Londonderry could use right now is a good old-fashioned reverse with Lambert to O'Gorman. You know?
Yep. They have
get that defense moving one way and
they have the horses.
Collapse the other.
Or will they go to Kevin Hale, the tight end, as they have tried to a few times tonight and a few times successfully? 85 coming out of the off the line. Let's see. Johnston looking to his left. He's going to throw it down the left sideline, and it is almost intercepted. What a tremendous defensive play. O'Gorman had a step.
Yep.
And there was Jamar Gathright.
He almost got the step. Well, Gathwright's got the speed to recover on a play like that. He's very athletic. Look at that athletic build as he walks back. He's got the speed to make that kind of a play, and he just does get back in time. He knew he was beaten, and he gets back on the ball. Looks like he got shaken up a little bit.
Looks like he's limping.
Yeah,
slightly,
looks like he's
Tom.
limping slightly.
I mean, I believe you about the speed to spare,
but
but
it's that left ankle, that left leg, that left ankle.
It's taped up heavily, but he was able to call upon.
And here's the play we haven't seen all night: a punt.
At least not from the Lancers. Returning it is Gathright. He went right back there to return it, despite the limp, and he's going to be down at the 49. And you know what, Tom? There's enough time.
There's enough time for
35 seconds.
Here.
So Londonderry not able to get anything going at 1st and 10 on their own 20 with 1:07 to go. They only end up burning about 20 seconds off the clock, 28 seconds maybe, and now it's North's chance to do something before the half ends. 21-21. Quick conference on the sideline. And it's Brandon Karkanis with that golden arm, as Tom put it, back out there to perhaps throw the ball downfield. Let's see what happens, what the play call is. North has receivers split wide left and wide right. Gathright is slot left.
They're going to go wide to the left.
Good protection, throwing it deep down the field, and it is
wide open.
Gathright at the 5. He stopped just short of the end zone with 28 seconds to go. What a tremendous pass and catch once again from Brandon Karkanis. This time he hits Jamar Gathright, who gets wide open behind the secondary. How did they allow that?
You took the words right out of my mouth, John. How does that happen? How do they allow it?
Ball's at the 2. 1st and 10. 1st and goal to go. Williams is stopped and driven back just before the goal line.
And now the clock becomes a factor. 18.4 seconds.
A timeout is called. North will call a timeout. So a big stop for Londonderry, who had to be reeling after giving up that huge pass play of, I believe it was 45 yards?
46 yards.
46 yards from Brandon Karkanis to Jamar Gathright. Gathright with 2 spectacular plays in a row, one on defense and the other one on offense, to break up a pass that was intended for O'Gorman, who could have been off to the races for a touchdown for Londonderry. And then Gathright comes back, and he nearly got a touchdown pass out of that. And credit Londonderry with tackling Gathright short of the end zone and then coming up with a big stop there on Williams. So the scoreboard shows 2nd and 4 yards to go for a touchdown with 18 seconds to go, Tom. Do you take 2 shots in the air here so you don't run out the clock? I mean, I believe North's out of timeouts.
Both teams are out of timeouts according to the scoreboard.
So let's see. In the shotgun is Karkanis. He's got receivers split left and right. He's got Gathright next to him in the backfield. And he's going to keep it up the middle, and he's in. Brandon Karkanis with the keeper. And Nashua North, who had trailed 21-7, have taken a 28-21 to 21 lead. They were down actually 14-7, 21-14, and they are on top. If they can get the extra point, they will be on top going in at the half. That was keeper up the right side for 4 yards for Brandon Carcanis. Anthony Guidis with the extra point. And it is good.
Incredible.
28 to 21.
And there's still 14.8 seconds left in the half.
Yeah. And Anthony Guidis will be called upon, if he can do it, to kick his 3rd straight kickoff out of the end zone, hopefully, and make Londonderry start 1st and 10 at their
3 unanswered touchdowns by the Titans.
After
looking like they were down and out, 21-7.
21-7.
21-7, down and out. The thing that got them going, was Gathwright's, kickoff return for a touchdown. I mean, if they go 3-0, if they don't do anything on that next series and they go out, Londonderry's got control of this football game.
Good field position and all that.
Exactly.
Huge
but
play.
Instead, Gathwright returns it for a touchdown, and Londonderry,
the star of the game right now.
And Nashua's defense stops them.
Yep.
Forces a 4th down play. Let's not forget that. The decision by Londonderry I don't agree with, but at the same time, Nashua North put them in that position to force them to go make a decision on 4th and 3.
Anthony Guidis putting on a kicking clinic here tonight.
Well, he did last time we saw him play.
And he's going to go with the ground ball here to medium range and wrapped up, and they're going to try to strip him, but he doesn't. He hangs on to the ball. That's number 10, Anthony Santorsa, the fullback for Londonderry. So it'll be 8 seconds and probably a kneel-down situation here for the Lancers, although you never know.
But Gathwright, a running back, not covered man-to-man, gets behind the secondary, not seeing him coming out of the backfield.
You think he fooled him with that limp?
He fooled us. He fooled us.
Yeah.
I know it.
Wow.
And gets that pass.
That's amazing. He really turned it on.
He did.
And so it will be a kneel down for the Lancers. They'll go in at half, trailing 28 to 21. We are on pace for the fabulous 50s, Tom King.
Oh my
once
God.
again.
I told you, I turned 50 and everything changes. That's why,
Yeah.
That's why.
That's
Exactly.
Hey, Coach. Yes, it is.
The Big Mac.
Coach, Big Mac.
Tom McDonald.
Yes. John Collins with Tom King. Our camera crew tonight, Mike James, Tim O'Neill, Jim McLean is down in the field with a handheld, and our executive producer, Pete Johnson. You're watching Nashua ETV. We'll take a break from our announcing duties, but you will continue to see video of this fine Londonderry Lancer band. Look at that.
Yeah, I
wow.
was asked on radio if the Londonderry band was going to be there, and I said, well, I think the plane just landed.
Yeah.
The runway just beyond the stadium.
It's a big plane.
And here comes the band. So enjoy it, everyone. Halftime score, Nashua North 28, Londonderry 21. We'll be back with second half action.
Group. 2.5 minutes to go before the start of the second half, Tom. And once again, your task is a tall one as far as recapping the offense in this game. Yeah,
well,
a game's worth of offense in one half.
Well, Nashua North's Dylan Brodeur opened the scoring with 10:43 left in the first quarter, just barely 2 minutes into the game, less than 2 minutes into the game. A 53-yard run from the quarterback spot. Extra point was good. North led it 7-0.
7-0 North.
Then Londonderry comes right back with Alex Lambert, the first of his 3 touchdowns in the first half, a 2-yard run that capped off a drive that was highlighted by a 23-yard run by Joey McLaughlin.
7-all.
So there we go. 3 and out for the Titans.
Yep.
And come right back. Londonderry, 35-yard screen pass from Ross Johnston to Alex Lambert. And the extra point is good. And the score, John, is
14-7, Londonderry.
And there we go. And Londonderry, onside
kick.
They keep the football.
Yep.
They get it at midfield. And eventually, after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plays. On the 12th play, Alex Lambert, a 1-yard touchdown run,
21-7. Tom, Londonderry's in command of this football
game. With 9 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yep.
And then Jamar Gathright changes the complexion of the game a little bit with a 82-yard touchdown run on the kickoff return for a touchdown. And that makes the score, John, with the extra point.
21-14 in the blink of an eye, too, Tom, after you mentioned that long drive that the Londonderry took to score their 21st points. And you know, think, oh, it's all them. And then just like that, 20-14.
Well, that's because Anthony Cadiz kicks the ball out of the end zone. Londonderry's got to start at their own 20-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got 8:24 to play in the second quarter. And then all of a sudden what happens is Londonderry drives all the way down. They have 3rd and 3 from the 11-yard line, and they do two things. They pass on 3rd down, incomplete when they were running the football all the way down the field. And then what they do is they don't go for it on 4th and 3. They try to kick what was going to be a 28-yard field goal. Unfortunately, a flag for Londonderry, a legal procedure, turns it into a 34-yard field goal, and it's short, no good underneath the upright.
Right.
Nashua North takes over at their own 20-yard line. And the biggest play, I think, for North offensively of the night, a 42-yard pass from Brandon Karkanis to Anton Marinchik.
On 3rd down.
And a 42-yard 3rd and 6 play from the North 35-yard line gives them the ball all the way down inside the 30-yard line of Londonderry, and eventually Andre Williams, a 4-yard touchdown run, ties the game with the extra point, 21-all. Then Londonderry doesn't milk the clock as they had 1:07 to go.
80 yards.
Didn't milk the clock. Punt. North takes over at the 48-yard line of Londonderry, and a 46-yard pass from Karkanis to Jamar Gathright sets up a 4-yard Andre Williams touchdown run, or rather Brandon Karkanis touchdown run on a quarterback keeper. 14.8 seconds left in the half. 28-21 in favor of Nashua North.
As Tom said, unbelievable turn of events from being down 21-7 to being up 28-21 at halftime.
Londonderry on the day, 183 yards rushing, 73 passing for a total of 256. Nashua North, 101 yards rushing, 97 passing for 198. Karkanis, 3 of 5 for 97 yards.
And Gathright, huge in this, huge factor, as Tom mentioned. You got the kickoff return for touchdown. You got the long pass play that figures on the sheet. But how about that defensive play where you almost intercepted a pass that was intended for Sean O'Gorman, who, if he didn't get his hands on it, it's a 80-yard touchdown pass for Londonderry.
And Gathright makes the play. Gathwright's made some big plays. The kickoff return.
This is a short kickoff compared to the others, and Lambert has it, but he's wrapped up and thrown to the turf. Nice job there. Looked like number 80 for the Titans, Corey Avalar, the senior wide receiver and defensive back, gets down there and makes the tackle on the ever-elusive Adam Lambert, who you don't like to see get his hands on the football in space like that, but it's a relatively only ordinary field position for the Lancers, 1st and 10 at their own 32 to begin the second half of play. They are down, are the 4-1 Lancers, 28-21. The North Titans coming to this game at 5-1. O'Gorman cuts it up the middle. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. He's got 1 or 2 men to beat, and he's pulled down from behind by Gathright. But how does he do it? Time and again, Sean O'Gorman hit in the backfield, squirts free, and sprints downfield.
He's got that little hesitation move, John, and that really freezes the defense. They just haven't adjusted to it yet, and they get all the way. Let's see, that's all the way a 31-yard run.
It's like watching a greased pig at the country fair when he gets the ball. It's just how come?
I never heard that one before. That's pretty good. I like that.
It looks like.
I like that. He's got 113 yards on the ground already.
The single wing, O'Gorman is tripped up in the middle there by David Duong. You know, I got a nice tutorial on the single wing offense from Coach Mack at halftime. And, you know, he said the last time a pro team ran this regularly was Pittsburgh in the 60s. And he was explaining to me that you got the key back is the wing back there, who you just saw carry the ball, Sean O'Gorman. He basically lines up like right off the tight end's right hind quarter, and they have an option of going to the quarterback, to the wing back, the fullback, the tailback. And there's the keeper up the middle. Number 5 is Vincent Parilla.
And we haven't called his name all night. Where did he come from?
Well, there's more misdirection. in the personnel now by Londonderry, and they have a 3rd and 1 here, Tom. It's a key play early, 35-yard line of Nashua. You would imagine it's going to go to any one of these running backs in the single wing formation. As Coach Mack has pointed out, it can go to anybody. You got guy in motion sometimes. Look at number 17. There's Sean O'Gorman, the wing back. He could come in motion at any time. Here he comes. No handoff. It's a first down and more up the middle. Perilla coming off the bench here in the second half to quarterback the team to another first down, and the drive is very much alive here for Londonderry as they try to go downfield and tie this thing up.
Well, we talked about how Londonderry wasn't going to change up personnel. North didn't have to deal with that the way that the Lancers did with the change of quarterbacks, but that is not the case as Londonderry puts in Perilla, and he is doing some things on the ground. He's got 12 yards and 2 carries. First and 10.
Offensive line's been very effective tonight. O'Gorman sprints outside. He's got 2 men to
look
split.
at him turn on the Jets.
By everybody for the touchdown.
He is unbelievable.
Sean O'Gorman, lightning in a bottle there. He just comes out of the backfield faster than anybody can't catch him. Sean O'Gorman ties it up, or after the extra point he will have. Touchdown Londonderry.
He's got 139 yards on 7 carries. That's a pretty good average.
That is fantastic. And he just added to the highlight film right there. The kick by Charest is good, and we have a 28-all game. So 56 points have been scored in this one, and there's no signs of let-up. We're just moments into the second half of play. 12-minute quarters, it's at 9:41, so only 2 minutes and 19 seconds have gone by, and Londonderry has gone downfield and tied this thing up, 28-all. Might be another one of those games, whoever has the ball last is in the position to win. We will see if either team can come up with a huge defensive stop to stop either one of these offensive machines that are in motion down on the field. The chill in the air here in mid-October not slowing down the offense whatsoever. Nashua North, who let up 56 points in their, they let up 49 points when they beat Nashua High South here 2 weeks ago in a game that was broadcast here on Nashua ETV. They gave up 54 points in a loss to Salem last week, and then have given up 28 so far this evening. So if they can keep this Londonderry team somewhere under 40, you would think that their offense will be able to do the job, but we'll see what happens. Lancers have tried an onside kick already successfully tonight. Let's see what they do here. Matt Charest, the senior, the stocky kicker, about to let one fly, and it is another onside kick, and it is loose on the turf. Who's got it? North has it, I believe.
North does have it at the 44-yard line.
Good job, Andre Williams. And that's good field position to start the drive for North at their own 45-yard line.
So Londonderry comes back with it. Not a surprise that time. North was ready for it with the hands team on the field already. How about that? You get your hands team on the field for an onside kick with 9:30 to play in the third quarter.
Well, it's interesting to me, Tom. Williams is over there getting the onside kick, so that means he's not down near the end zone, so they might as well kick it now. They find where he is.
You got it's right. You're right. Good point, John. Very good point. But anyway, North is playing with a short field. First and 10 at their 45-yard line. 9:38 to play here in the third quarter. Tied at 28.
Carcanis hands to Williams with a burst of speed past midfield near a first down. He's getting about 8 or 9 on that first down carry.
See, that's really the first burst that we've seen from Andre Williams all night. That's his longest run from scrimmage. You've got to think that ankle is bothering him a little bit. Doesn't have quite the same burst that we saw, back again in the South game.
Again, Williams, left side, picks his way down the sideline. Healthy gain again for Andre Williams, down to about the 32-yard line. A first down and much more. He started at his 46.
Well, you called it a healthy game because what happens is that halftime probably gave his ankle a little bit of time to rest. They probably did some treatment on it, and he's back out there, and look the way he's running right now.
22 yards for Andre Williams First and 10 for North at the 32. Williams not taking a breather at all. He's right out there, and he doesn't get the... This time it's Karkanis up the middle. Karkanis with a hesitation to the 10, the 5, touchdown. Brandon Karkanis with a great hesitation move as the rain starts to come down at Stellos Stadium. These offenses are oblivious to any defense.
God,
they're impervious to any weather conditions.
It's just unbelievable.
It is just like a tennis match once again. Offense, offense, offense. We're about to see Nashua North go up by 7.
Defense
pending
is
the extra kick.
Defense is the thing around the yard.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
It's not. Too bad you're not writing this one, because that would be a great opening line for your summary of this game.
Oh, my goodness.
Nashua North with, it was 9:40 to go, 9:41 when they got the football, Tom, about 9:40, so it took them less than a minute to go down and score. And tremendous run there by Brandon Karkanis. We saw him take it ball in for a touchdown earlier, and he does it again. That's his second running touchdown of the night. It's another brilliant offensive show by Nashua North. They just need their defense to come up with a championship effort, because you hear so many times the defenses win championships. Nashua North's got a 5-1 record, and they're putting up 50 points a game seemingly at will. They just need to see their defense match the offense's effort. Let's see what Anthony Goudis comes up with for a kickoff here. On his last kickoff, he allowed a run back by Londonderry on the 2 previous kickoffs. He booted it out of the end zone. The wind might be a factor. It's a low line drive bouncer, and it's going to be bobbled and then picked up. And a tackle to David Wong just sent the ball carrier back.
He likes to hit, doesn't
from
he?
whence he came. He certainly does. Joey McLaughlin will remember that one tomorrow from David Wong. And now that Nashua North needs more of that, Tom, to change the direction of this game.
Well, now they can go. They can go a long way to changing the direction of this game with a stop here on defense. You know, don't have to go 4 and out, but probably have to go 8 and out. You know, if you allow them a first down, if you know they're going to get a first down probably, but if you go 3 and out, I'd be shocked. But have to keep them from getting into your territory.
There is a handoff and a first down, and up to the 40-41 yard line. Just Joey McLaughlin really wasn't hit until about 8 or 9 yards after the line of scrimmage.
Isn't that incredible?
It is, and you know, when you said 8 and out, I'm thinking, well, maybe 5 and out after they get the first down on this first down carry, because that's exactly what happened once again. It seems like every time these Lancers touch the ball, especially early in drives, they move the chains every time they carry it, 10, 12 yards a carry. So there we saw McLaughlin go right up the middle for a huge gainer. 34 to 28, 35-28. North is ahead for the moment. 5-yard gain on first down for Londonderry.
McLaughlin now 89 yards on the ground on 11 carries.
Got to credit the offensive lines for both teams here. They just are able to exert their will or impose their will on the defenses. Pass protection and run blocking has been tremendous for both teams. Direct snap is fumbled. It's on the turf. It's going to be recovered by North, I believe.
It looked like it.
Did he rip it back? Did he get it back?
It looked like Chris Anderson had dove on it.
There's a fight for the football.
And Londonderry says
Londonderry got it back.
Chris Anderson had that ball and just couldn't corral it.
McLaughlin must have just seized it at the right moment, because it was right on the belly of the Nashua North defender. A huge turnover that would have been, Tom.
And because of the rain outside, North's film crew's got to come in here and now do the taping. It's going to get very crowded in this booth.
Yeah, and to Tom's delight, more windows open to the great outdoors.
Yeah, exactly.
Single wing offense, tight formation for Londonderry. Then dropping back to pass, Johnston fires it left. He has a receiver. It's complete. spectacular head over heels tackle of Jake Finnegan, but it is Jake Finnegan, the senior tight end's first reception of the night, and a timely one for the Lancers, who had nearly turned it over with the fumble. Instead, they move the chains once again. It'll be 1st and 10 on the north side of the field at the 46-yard line as the Lancers try to go right down with no stopping and tie it up again. So run, 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 and then the surprise pass and the receiver wide open, Tom. And what is going to stop this train at this point? I saw some movement. It's not flagged. Up the middle.
That's Lambert. Lambert got down to about the 43-yard line. I don't know what's going to. Turnover is what we just saw. A fumble like that, a turnover. That's what stops the train. It hasn't happened yet, but you know what? One of the factors, one of the reasons why this film crew is up here, the rain. That could be a factor now with the turnovers.
2nd and 7.
Handling the football.
And this is up the middle. Lambert. He needed 7, and he got about 6.5, it looks like. Just from the naked eye. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 1.5 yards. Call it 3rd and 2. Big play coming up for the Lancers here.
Yeah, was that Lambert again?
It was Lambert on the direct snap. Senior running back.
Tough player to bring down, but hasn't broken one yet. His big gain was a 35-yarder on the screen pass.
That's right, for the touchdown. 3rd and 2, in motion is O'Gorman. Keeping it is Lambert, and he's got the first down before he's driven sideways and down. Yeah, he got it by about a half a yard. They'll move the chains again, it looks like. Got it to the 35, and he only needed to get to the 36.
The chains move, the clock moves. It's down 4:50 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Clock flashing on and off over here. It's 4:45 to go in the 3rd quarter.
You're at Stellos Stadium, you want to know how things are with the clock. You look at the smaller scoreboard.
It's on the turf.
And there it is. And that's the problem Londonderry's having on this possession. It must be a slick ball because we did not see that until the rain started.
O'Gorman took a heavy hit on the play, and it was from his own quarterback, Ross Johnston, in his haste to get to the football and make sure it was recovered.
8 on that play. It's going to be 2nd and about 18 from the 43-yard line.
No distance is insurmountable for this offense. We have found out time and again on 2nd and 3rd and long, they've been able to come up with the first down yardage. Stumbling forward for no big gain at all that time was Joey McLaughlin. And that time there didn't seem to be any holes to run through for McLaughlin.
Yeah, I think he got about a yard, and that's about it. But, you know, one distance was insurmountable, and that was those 3 yards that they decided they wouldn't go for it down the, with 2 chances, 33 and 4th.
Strangely enough, they didn't go for it. They've been making 3rd and 17s, 3rd and 16s like this one here.
Now here's a big play. Now they're going to have to force Johnston to throw, and it
throws
right
off
there.
Balance, and it is incomplete, intended for Joey McLaughlin, heavily covered by David Duong, and looked like also dropping back in coverage was number 63, Joel Pacheco. And it is a stop here, it appears, although the ball is on the 42-yard line. It would appear that Londonderry will punt for only the 2nd time tonight here.
Punt and play a field position game. You don't want to give North this short field. You just gave them a short field, and they turned it into 7 points a little while ago. They'll break out. They'll break out into a punt formation, I think, here. If they don't, I'll be shocked.
There it is.
Quick kick.
Quick kick. And it's going to go into the end zone.
So, see, the coffin corner is a lost art,
it certainly is.
I know it. They just
You don't get flagged for kicking a punt out of bounds, so I don't know why they just don't angle it more toward the corner.
I know it. I don't. He's got the whole side of the field.
That way, if he angled it, if he got a forward bounce like that, it would go out of bounds.
If he angled it to the right, he could have put it inside the 10-yard line easily.
It would have bounced straight ahead like it just did, except it would have been angled right towards the
5-yard
line.
Right, exactly. I don't know why they don't do that. Instead, North will take over.
They need one more assistant coach on this list here, and that's Tom King to get down there and teach the lost art, the ancient art.
The coffin corner.
Do these kids even know who Ray Guy is?
No,
that's
probably
sad.
not.
It's a sad situation.
Probably not, isn't it?
Google it. Ray Guy. It's easy. G-U-Y. There's probably even YouTube of him on there.
Oh, what a stop.
Well, trying to take a page out of the offense of the Londonderry Lancers playbook doesn't work for Jamar Gathright and the Titans there. They seem to have sort of a single wing-back motion going, and Gathright goes nowhere. He loses 2, second and 12.
Defensive play of the night with that tackle by Jake Finnegan.
3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Time not a factor at the moment. 35-28, North trying to add to their 1-touchdown lead. Slipping and falling, Tom, Andre Williams. So no fumble, but the wet turf definitely a factor on that play.
The weather conditions have now become a little bit of a factor. It's caused Londonderry to disrupt its offense with a couple of fumbles, and now
that they didn't lose. Fortunately for them, I think that's 3 times they've dropped the ball tonight, and they have not turned it over yet. So they're playing with fire. The Londonderry Lancers, with their complicated offense, they put the ball on the turf 3 times and yet have not lost a fumble. And that could come back to haunt them later. Looking left is Brodeur. It is incomplete.
Boy, lucky a linebacker wasn't there in that position, because if he makes that, if there's someone there for Londonderry, because that pass wasn't near really anyone, if there's someone there for Londonderry, that's picked off, and there's your pick 6. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, except not when the Nashua kids have the ball, but that's exactly what almost happened, Tom. You're right, the receiver was covered, and it was probably fortunate that that ball didn't land in anybody's hands, because it looked like Londonderry had the best chance at a catch. So 2:18 to go in the third quarter. Nashua is forced to punt. Back-to-back punts in this game. It's not happened till this point. Lambert's going to catch it and elect to take the hit.
You know, I think he had to catch it, John, because if he didn't, that ball could have rolled back beyond the 40-yard line deeper into Londonderry territory.
It could have rolled another 10, 15 yards.
Right,
so
he had to make that catch.
And that's good field position for this potent offense.
Well, we haven't had a score in oh my goodness, we haven't had a score in almost 7 minutes.
It's amazing. It's been a very unproductive third quarter.
I know it, really.
Only 2 touchdowns.
Only 2 touchdowns, I know it.
What's going on? You know, you're interesting when you're talking about the weather becoming a factor and affecting the offense. I was thinking back to
I know it's become
this past Sunday, where the weather only affected one team.
Well, I know it's become a factor in the press box right now.
Well, you know, we could get the Lancers band up here and provide some body heat for
you. Heat, yeah, no kidding. I know it. I couldn't believe that on Sunday. I just couldn't believe it. I said, "You've got to be kidding me." Because you know what a big fan of winter I am.
5
it wasn't like that.
It
was not like that up here. I mean, I drove back up here at 10 o'clock at night. And
no, you're right.
There was not a flake on the ground.
It's a big gainer for Joey McLaughlin. What else is new as he gets around the left tackle and moves it up to the 42-yard line. It's very close to a first down. They're going to eyeball it, and they're going to call it a first down. Referee tonight is Kevin Staniels down there in the white cap. Also the umpire Butch Muntz, the linesman Dan McGeegan, line judge Andre Arell, and back judge Chuck Robert. John Collins with Tom King. You're watching Nashua ZTV. Minute and 48 to go in the third quarter. 35-28. Nashua North is protecting a 7-point lead, but just barely at this point, as defensive stops have become a rarity tonight. And there is a short gain for Londonderry on first down. So that's got the makings of a stop here. 2nd and 9 to go for the Lancers.
That's unusual. We haven't seen a 1-yard first down run in a long time. They're usually making 5 or 6 yards on first down. That time Perilla ran into a buzzsaw in the middle of the line. Wilson Pena right there clogging up the middle.
The people who hold the chain gang, they've got to be winded at this point, Tom.
Oh, I think so.
Direct snap goes to number 5, Vincent Perilla up the middle. He's dragged down from behind by Gathright, but not before.
They have to move the chains.
They have to move the chains. Another first down for Londonderry. And that's right up the middle, Tom.
Right up the middle.
There must be too many people to keep track of because of that single wing offense. Although you saw Salem rack up a lot of points last week against this North
Well, what was the
defense.
biggest thing Coach Mack taught you about the single wing?
That if you have a speedy wingback, it's very difficult to defend.
Yeah.
And that's Sean O'Gorman.
And somebody jumped, and there's going to be a penalty against Londonderry. It's going to take them out of their rhythm. Not only does these penalties take you out of yardage situations, it takes you out of your offensive rhythm. Forces you to make play calling that you really don't want to make.
You know, also he says it's a feast for a pulling guard, the single wing offense, because those backs coming out, they follow a speedy pulling guard and time their burst. They delay their burst just a moment so they can let that
guard make his block.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, if you ask any offensive lineman whether he'd rather run block or pass block, he'll tell you any day of the week he'd rather go straight ahead and pass block than have to use his feet and back pedal.
So credit the offensive guards, especially the right guard, I think it is, for Londonderry. There's a throw over the middle to I don't know who, so great pressure by the Nashua North defense in a...
Yeah, Johnston couldn't figure out who he wanted to flip the ball to.
Yeah, a rare no-gainer.
He was under pressure, and I think he was under pressure because of the offensive alignment. He was too close to the line of scrimmage. He was too close to his offensive lineman. So very easy.
Drop back when you
Very
pass.
easy for them to make that play.
Yeah, he was almost putting himself under pressure by moving up too close, as Tom said. So there you see, watch out for number 17, the wing back to the right, top right of the screen. He gets the ball, he's up the middle, he's spun around, but he's still going, trying to squirt through. And it's Sean O'Gorman, number 17, the wing back for the Lancers. It's to the point where I don't know if it's possible, but to put a guy to say that's your guy, get Sean O'Gorman marked, and maybe that would work. 10 seconds to go. There's no time left in the quarter. We'll go to the fourth quarter of play. Nashua North clinging to a 7-point lead as they will change sides. Only 2 touchdowns in that quarter, Tom. The defenses have started to show signs of life. And
I'll tell you what.
You
know what's happening, John, is your offensive players. Well, Gorman would have broke that play in the first half. In the second quarter or first quarter, he would have scored on that run. He's tired.
Tired of scoring. Tired of racking up the yards.
They're tired.
You know, that's one thing that usually when you have offense and defense set of players, the one thing I think that keeps a lot of times the offense is going longer than the defenses is the adrenaline of I'm going to score.
Well, you got a lot of guys.
It's more fun to score.
More fun to score, but you've got a lot of guys that are both ways right now. I mean, look at North.
That's right.
You've got Broder. I think they made a decision. They've taken Broder out of the game plan offensively. I think they put him basically on defense. He hasn't played much offense.
No, he hasn't.
You know, I think they're playing him on defense. Marinchik, Gathright,
number
Mancourt,
4 there you see him, Dylan Berdor.
A lot of
people regard as the best athlete on the field.
Right, and there he is. Right, yeah. You see him right there in the middle of your screen with talking with Jason Robie.
And look
Robie putting his hand on.
And
he said, "This is the guy. Watch where he goes." You know.
Right, and maybe that's the guy, and just say, "Hey, your guy is O'Gorman. You know, he's the wing back. I want you to hit him in the middle before he gets around the end there, or up the middle, because it seems like it's just an unstoppable play, and yet, you know, if you design it right, you could come up with some big stops here.
Well, right now it's on the 24-yard line, 3rd down and 4. They've got to get to the 20.
So in this, going this way, you got O'Gorman that's closest to the camera there, number 17. He's got the football. He jumps through the line. He is close to a first down. He's got it.
Yeah, he's all the way down inside the 20, down about the 18, 19-yard line.
The
second effort
Sean O'Gorman.
just keeps his feet moving.
Number 17, the wing back.
The question is, how much gas does he have left in the tank? You know, you really have to wonder.
Following his blocks perfectly, and again, 1st and 10 for the Lancers. Time-consuming drive here. 11.5 minutes to go in the ball game. They're trying to tie it up. The Lancers trailed by 7. Lambert with a direct snap. He's up the middle, and he is ahead to close to the 5-yard line, it looks like. On the 10. Excuse me. close to the 10-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. It was, one of those guys that he's got a lot of speed and he's not that tall, and he just, before you know it, before you really wrap him up and bring him down, he's almost at the first down marker on a first down carry.
Well, he gets 6 yards. It'll be second down and a long 3 from the 13.
So many weapons coming out of this single wing offense for the Lancers. You don't know if the quarterback's going to get a direct snap or whether that wing back there is going to get it. They're going to go Lambert. Duong puts the hit on, and then the finish by number 63, Joel Pacheco. Double whammy there.
Wow, the other thing, too, is after Duong put the hit on him, he held on to his leg.
Nice.
And Lambert couldn't get away.
Yeah.
So that was one of the big plays that Duong made. That was a huge play for them. On 2nd and 3 from the 13, gets the ball down really maybe a yard. 3rd and a short 2, called a long 1 from the 12-yard. I'd say 3rd and 2 from the 12-yard line. Biggest play of the night right here.
In motion is O'Gorman. Up the middle is Perilla, and he's grabbed by his shirt tail.
And he's got a first down. He's inside the 10-yard line.
So,
or very close.
Announcing his presence, sophomore quarterback Vincent Perilla.
Yeah, he's down at about the 7-yard line. He's got a first down.
And I say quarterback, but I'm not really sure about that designation because he's standing back there and seen direct snaps go to just about everybody. But up the middle is Perilla, the sophomore.
Well, he's getting about 5 yards a carry every time he touches. He's got 29 yards on 5. He's got 29 yards on 5 carries.
The Lancers 1st and 10.
Oh, what a play.
Up the middle, touchdown.
Oh, what a play. It's a double handoff. They hand it to one, to the other, and then right to O'Gorman as he comes right in for the touchdown. You just can't defend that because you don't know where the ball is. O'Gorman's in the backfield, John.
I know where it is, Tom. I know where it is. Number 17's got it. I didn't even watch anybody else. I just watched O'Gorman. But
no one knows he's got the ball facing him, and he just stood there with the ball and then ran into the hole for a touchdown.
Sean O'Gorman, and that's the extra point by Matt Charest, and we are tied 35 all early in the 4th quarter. It is anybody's ball game, 9:35 to go here at Stellos Stadium. Another exciting high school football game, all tied at 35 in the stratosphere scoring-wise once again. John Collins with Tom King, our camera crew tonight. Mike Janes, Tim O'Neill, Jim McLean, executive producer Pete Johnson. We'll be covering more high school football right here tomorrow. The rain's already begun, off and on tonight, but we understand tomorrow might be a wet day. If you choose not to go to the game, you can watch it. It's Nashua South against Pinkerton. 2 very good teams. You got the defending champions, Nashua South. Their record not reflective of a defending champion team at this point. They're 2-3. The Pinkerton Astros, one of the top 4 ranked teams in Division I in New Hampshire, at 4-1 coming in here tomorrow at 1 o'clock here on Nashua's ETV. Coming into this game, Nashua North was 5-1, and the Londonderry Lancers were 4-1. So this is a battle for supremacy in Division I, and right now it is anybody's ball game, 35 all. The question is, do the Lancers go with that kind of onside kick approach that Charest has been trying? He went for a straight onside kick twice. They recovered it once. He's also booted it deeper, and he's going to go with an onside kick again. It goes less than 10 yards. It's going to be pounced on by Nashua North. It appears.
Oh, there's a scramble. Jason Robie's lobbying for it, and he gets the call. It's North's ball.
You know, I think it didn't go the requisite 10 yards anyway, Tom.
Well, let's see. They kick off the 40, right?
At the 40, right. Yeah. But I didn't see any flag go down. But it's Nashua North's ball anyway.
I'll tell you what, though. That's a tie game now. Now
you're
getting in. Now you're
giving up field position.
Yeah, now you're giving up field position. I don't agree with that call at all.
And Nashua North is expecting the onside kick almost every time now, so there's no surprise element to it whatsoever. And they begin 1st and 10 in Londonderry territory. So as Tom said, questionable call there in the onside kick. Calling the signals is Carcanis. He's going to hand it up off the middle. And it looks like Andre Williams had a gain of about 5 or more. See who they spotted. No, it was calling a
Now
gain
they
of 4.
about 4 from the 47 down about the 44, maybe 3 yards. So Williams
Shotgun.
got 63 on the night.
Karkanis.
Far cry from what he had
Williams.
against South.
Picks his way down the right hash mark. Gain of maybe 3. He's going to bring up 3rd and about 3.
He's really the main true running back on the field for both teams tonight because he knows how to, he cuts, follows blocks and cuts.
And he's got that strength too. It takes more than one tackler to bring down Andre Williams. He is in the backfield there, standing to the right of Brandon Karkanis, calling the signals. A shotgun snap. Karkanis keeps it up the right hash mark, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. Driven to the turf. This could be 4-down territory for North. Good stop by Londonderry there on the left side of their defensive line, reading the play and stopping Karkanis before he could gain any momentum or a gap or hit a gap. So it's 4th down and a couple, and they're going to go for it. Karkanis with the quick play call. Williams up the middle, and he's got it. Move those chains, Andre Williams. The spot is close.
Oh, he's got it,
to
John.
The 35, yes,
he's
indeed.
got it. He's deep. He's into the 30s. He's down near the 35, so that's going to give them a first down.
We're tied at 35, folks. If you just tuned in, you missed a lot of points. But you're going to see a lot of points, perhaps in the last 8.5 minutes or 8 minutes and 5 seconds of this game, if the trend continues tonight. Karkanis quickly into the shotgun. There's a no-huddle offense once again on the field.
Dropping
ball. It, picking it up. Karkanis spins around. He had more time than he knew there, but he did the safe thing and made sure that he locked in and picked up the football before he looked up, and by that time it was a little bit too late.
Well, that was a case where the snap went back to him and right off his fingertips. And you're starting to see, again, you know, that factor of the weather conditions kind of make a difference.
Andre Williams utilizing the towel that Karkanis has around his waist. Quick hit to the left over the head of Gathright. Comes up, might have stepped on his own foot there as he tried to go for the high pass. Reading it pretty well was Londonderry. You saw the cornerback flying through the picture. Number 42 is not on our roster, but the Londonderry right corner right there had a good read, so it didn't look like it was going to go for much of a gain, even if it was completed. 7:20 to go. It is 3rd and 16, Tom.
And I think John Rich wanted a timeout.
And it is a timeout for the defense of, as Tom said, the head coach Jonathan Rich for the Lancers. And then of course, Nashua North will have an opportunity to talk over what is a very big play for them at 3rd and 16. So I think they're saying thank you very much for the timeout at this point to talk things over. Of course, Nashua North, who has put up so many points this year, have a lot of weapons on their side, so they'll get to discuss the play call right now. The head coach, Jason Robie, assistant coaches Dante Lorendi, Chad Zabolis, Keith Richard, Don Fournier, Bruce Bradshaw, Dave McGuire, Ron Welliver, Paul LeBlanc, David Morton, Adam Rozumic, Matt McGuire, and Sean Abbott assisting in the Nashua North Titans' attempt at a championship here. They are 5-1. If they can find themselves defensively, they have a potential title-winning team, but they got to go through some very talented teams in Pinkerton and Salem, of course, and also this Londonderry team that's on the field with them right now. So it's going to be a tough division to win, but they've got some talent. There's Brandon Karkanis. He steps to his right. Now he just elects not to throw it. He gets sacked. The ball comes loose. Is it going to be called a fumble? I believe it is. Lumbering down the left sideline and picking his way inside the Nashua 20, Joey Hamilton, the offensive lineman and defensive lineman, picks up the fumble. I don't believe they're going to call him down. It looked like it must have been jogged loose,
and it can be advanced, and he does it, and he runs it all the way down. And Londonderry in great shape now with 7:06 to play. But that I was just going to say, John, Karkanis hasn't been rushed all night. He hasn't had much pressure on him. And then all of a sudden, Brandon Foley comes in for Londonderry and gets him from behind, and the ball gets him on the backside, and the ball comes loose.
Of course, if you're a Londonderry fan, you can argue that you make your own breaks, but I want to say it was a bit of a lucky bounce that coming off the body of Carcanis, the quarterback, who had fumbled. He had been sacked. That was bad enough, but then he coughed the ball up in the air almost to Johnny on the spot, Joey Hamilton. O'Donohue is going to be ridden to the turf. O'Gorman, excuse me, is going to be ridden to the turf by Tim Coy, but not until he gets a gain of about 4, 2nd and 6. 35 all, and just like that, looked like North had great field position. They were driving for the go-ahead score, and suddenly, after the turnover and run back, it's Londonderry with the best chance to take a lead with 6:45 to go in the ball game. Single wing formation. That's O'Gorman with his back to you, number 17. He gets the carry. He's up the middle. He hits the hole hard, and he's got pretty close to a first down.
That double handoff again goes right to O'Gorman.
He's so quick out of the backfield.
Unbelievably quick.
Doesn't really take a hit until he's 2 or 3 yards past the line of scrimmage.
That's because they don't know he has the ball.
Now you got to look out for Vincent Perilla, number 5, the quarterback in this formation, who has been taking the football himself as sort of a change-up effectively for the Lancers. They have so many people that they can get the ball to in this formation. You see number 5 there, second from the left on your picture. He doesn't get it. It's Lambert this time, following the block of Perilla and the right side of the line.
And what he does is he gets the first down, John, and that's all Londonderry cared about on that sequence.
It was short yardage for the first down.
Lambert is a guy who gets positive yards. He's not going to break one, but he gets positive yards, and that's what he did that time. He gets that first down. Now it's 1st and goal from around the 7-yard line.
Well, you know, it's nice to say that maybe the defense should try to strip the ball, but they're not getting enough of a hand on these guys to really to have 1 or 2 people stand them up and then maybe take the ball away down here. But North desperately needs a turnover at some point in this game, it would seem.
McLaughlin's going to get that touchdown right there.
He's in. He's not even taken down.
He hesitated and waited for his lineman to get in front of him, and then he ran right behind the big blue and white wall and into the end zone, and now the Lancers have grabbed the lead back.
Well, we said that it might be a turnover or fumble that would be the difference in this game, and so at this point, it's gone against North. That prediction. It's a fumble by Carcanis, return, a long one there by the lineman Joey Hamilton, and finishing off a teamwork drive. The Lancers have taken the lead as this game goes into the 40s, 42-35, with 5:24 remaining. Remember, this is a Titans offense that can score easily in less than a minute. Combination of passing and running. So who knows how many scores they may have left in them in regulation, but right now the task is to try to tie this thing up. 42-35. The Titans came into the second half leading 28-21. They did score a touchdown, but the Lancers have scored twice here in the second half, once in the third quarter, once here in the fourth quarter, and they now lead it. Actually 3 times, excuse me. They've scored 3 times, twice in the fourth quarter, and they lead it 42-35. So Matt Jarrist, the kicker for Londonderry, who has tried as many onside kicks as regular kicks tonight.
Well, last week North gave up 2 200-yard rushers. This week, 2 100-yard rushers. McLaughlin with 102 on 15 carries, and of course, our man, Mr. Sean O'Gorman, 156 on a dozen carries.
By the way, Tony Franklin called. He wants you to take your comparison back. There's another onside kick, and this one again doesn't go 10 yards, and it's going to go out of bounds. A flag at the 45.
I don't understand that.
You got the lead now.
You got the lead. I mean,
you got times on your side.
Do you have?
If it can be in this game, 5:24.
Obviously, we thought it was a good idea in the first half with all the surprises and everything else. But now Do you have that lack of faith in your coverage team?
You gave me 5 reasons why it was a good idea in the back of the first half, Tom. I bet you could give me 5 now why it wasn't a good idea here.
Yeah, you give North the ball at the 45 with 5:24 to play.
There's 2 reasons right there. Field position and the time on the clock.
They can tie the game up. There's 3.
Yep. Handoff, Gathride's got a block from Williams. Gathright is hit and tackled.
And there you said it, tackle. That was a nice grab. Again, the best.
Jake Finnegan.
I think Finnegan's the best defensive player they have. He's always around the ball.
He slipped past Andre Williams, too, almost like he kind of lurked and let Williams look ahead, and then he went in behind the blocker, Williams, and made the tackle on Gathright. So it turns into a gain of only 4 instead of look like what could have been a breaker there.
Oh, less than that, John. That ball's
oh, yeah, 2nd and 8.
Yeah.
Williams pulled down from behind. Number 47
now,
for
what's
the Lancers,
happening
Brandon
now?
Carter.
What's happening now is somewhere, somehow, Londonderry's figured out something where they're getting in the backfield. They're getting in the backfield right now. You're getting some penetration defensively into the backfield against Nashua North.
And they caused that fumble with the pressure,
They did with the pressure, and they're making the plays right there.
Yeah, and you would think now with this penetration on the running plays that if...
was that Williams on that carry?
I believe it was.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Brandon Carter on the tackle. Karkanis is going to back the pass. Got good protection. He throws right. It is completed to Williams. He is down to the 22-yard line. Big completion on 3rd down. The rain again heavily falling here, but 4 minutes to go.
And a flag, John. Some kind of an unsportsmanlike call is going to take place right now.
Let's see who it goes against. Key call coming up here. I believe it will go as a 1st down regardless. Looked like the flag came after the play was completed. Let's see what the call is by Kevin Staniels. It's going to go against Nashua?
It is going to go against Nashua. It looks like he's moving, pointing towards the backside.
What is that?
Yeah. Wow. So the completion goes down to the 22-yard line.
So apparently the flag came during the play and not after. I was incorrect on that.
No, it could have come after. It could have come after. I mean, they're not marking it off from the line of scrimmage. They're marking it off from the front.
I got to get my
they're marking it off.
Tom.
They're marking it off from where the ball was at the end of the play.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What is that signal when he keeps his hands outstretched like that? That's
unsportsmanlike.
Okay.
That's what that signal is. Maybe
it was Andre Williams saying something to the defender after he made the catch. Andre's got it, and he dances ahead to, let's see, 33-yard line. He gets a gain of 4 yards or 5 yards, make it 4.5 on 1st down for North. 3:33 to go in the ball game. Now the clock counts down. It's less than 3. 25 it is, and counting down. Nashua North needs a game equalizer here. They're down 7 points, 42-35. Another high-scoring game here at Stellos Stadium. Karkanis is going to keep it. He's got a few blockers. He is dragged down from behind after crossing the 30-yard line. He needed to get to the 26 or thereabouts, and he got about to the 29.
So it's going to be third. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 for North. Williams ahead, and he's very close to it. Let's see where they mark it.
Close enough where they would go for it on 4th down. Well, they have to anyway with 2:42 to play. They don't have a choice.
Williams, using that powerful frame, may have gotten the forward progress that he needed to get the 1st down, and they're going to call it a 1st down. Kevin Staniels, the referee, makes the signal, and Nashua North has moved the chains, needing 7 points to tie, down 42-35 with 2:35 and counting down to go in regulation.
Ready for overtime? We've never done an overtime game,
we're due, I think, with these 7s and 7s. Karkanis gets the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Williams. He's through the middle. He's down toward the 5-yard line. Andre Williams.
He's down to 15.
Oh, 15-yard line.
So that's going to be another 1st down for North as the clock ticks down. they take 2 or 3 plays to score, Londonderry will get the ball back with plenty of time to try to come down the field.
Yeah. Clock is running, however. Depends on how many plays it might take Nash North if they can get in. Karkanis holds it up the middle. Dances to the right. Still on his feet. Down to the turf. Looked like he almost lost the handle on it by body language at the bottom of the pile, but he is
They have
possession.
decided this is his game. This is his game. He is the quarterback right now. It's his game to win.
As we've mentioned before, Dylan Berdure and Brandon Karkanis often alternate offensive series at quarterback, but not tonight.
Not tonight, no doubt about it.
Brandon Karkanis needs to get about 3 yards for a first down. He hands it off up the middle, and it is a rugby scrum near the goal line. I believe it's a first down, though, regardless, Tom, with 1:34 to go.
Carrying it. He got down all the way down near the goal line, so it's going to be first and short for a touchdown for Nashua North.
And, of course, here Nashua North wants to maybe take 30 or 40 seconds off the clock, but
first and goal, the ball marked at about the 3-yard line.
It seems inevitable that they'll get in the way they've been moving the ball. But enough time could be on the clock for Londonderry to do something, is what I'm saying. Leaning forward is Williams. He gets close, of course, to the goal line, but just not in.
Of course.
And there goes, the clock is winding down to 1:20 and still counting down now.
1:17, 1:16. You wonder if you're Londonderry.
Do
you want to call a timeout?
If you were Bill Belichick, would you just let him go in and save the 1:10 on the clock? Interesting question.
And not use your timeouts?
Yeah, that would be strange.
Too many things can happen the way the ball is being slick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's a factor.
So don't concede the touchdown to try to save a minute 10 in regulation, get down and win it. I mean, you're guaranteed possession, whereas if at the end of regulation you do a coin toss, you're not guaranteed.
Well, there's no coin
possession.
toss, John. Don't forget you go first in high school overtime. It's first and goal from the 10.
I forgot.
And then you got 4 plays
Watching too much NFL, Tom.
Right, and then you go the other way.
First and 10. So we could be here all night? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's back and forth. It's like innings, baseball innings.
We need a defensive stop to go home? Is that what you're saying?
It's football's version of the hockey shootout.
Okay.
So second and goal now from the 2-yard line.
Karkanis calling signals in the shotgun. He's going to keep it with the block, and he is not in.
Well, that time, I'll tell you, if I'm Londonderry, I want to have a defender blitz on that play when I see that formation. When I see that shotgun formation, I want somebody going in there and trying to get that quarterback for a loss, because he's carried on that formation down in that part of the field almost every single time.
150-pound Alex Lambert on that tackle, Tom. That's a football player. Up the middle and in. Andre Williams with the touchdown. The key extra point coming up, of course. It's 42-41 at the moment. Andre Williams, number 30, right up the middle for the touchdown. Anthony Goodis is out there to do the point after.
And I guarantee you, North's not going to onside kick the ensuing kickoff.
You took the question right out of my mouth.
I knew you were going to ask it.
It's up, and it is good. Anthony Goodis, good for the extra point. We're good for a tie. We may be good for overtime. John Collins with Tom King. 43.5 seconds left to go in regulation. Londonderry will possibly have a chance to win it here. A field goal, of course, would be all it would take is in the waning seconds to take the lead. 42 all. 6 touchdowns per team. Nashua North. Anthony Goodis, the kicker, has shown the leg to boot the ball right out of the back of the end zone several times tonight. And let's see what he comes up with here, as Londonderry would surely like to get some sort of a run back so they don't have to go 80 yards for a score in 43 seconds. They are capable of scoring at will, it seems, but they have been going in 10, 20-yard chunks, not long bombs by the pass by any means. They're not a passing team, really. They're a running team. So 43 seconds is a long way to go just running the football, but that's a short kick by Goodis. And it's going to be fielded at the 28. Loose! Whose ball is it? Everybody diving into the pile. You see the Lancers indicating that they got it back. And yet again, the Lancers put the ball back and they survive the scramble and they don't turn it over.
I said I guarantee you it won't be an onside kick, but I didn't think it would be.
No, I thought they would use Goodis's good leg and just send it
out of the end zone. And at 37 seconds left, now Londonderry has a chance at the 28-yard line, but I think we're going to see overtime here. Unless somebody slips a tackle or drops the football and it's picked up and run in.
Well, Jason Robie might have just envisioned what just happened, Tom. He might have said, you know what, if you kick it to the guy, not the deep guy, but the guy up ahead in the slick field, you might see a fumble, and that's exactly what happened. North wasn't able to grab it. They would have been in position to win the game right now had they been able to get a hold of that ball. McLaughlin is going to be hit and drilled in the backfield by David Duong.
We've said that name a lot tonight. Dong just on the ball, and when he makes the hit, after that missed tackle we talked about earlier in the game, he hasn't missed one since.
Yeah, he knew it.
He hasn't missed one since.
So 30 seconds to go. The Lancers might be thinking twice about trying to force it here. They are a running team, Tom, and even though they've been moving the chains 10 yards at a time, they had a couple of long runs tonight, but to think they can go the length of the field in the 10 or 15-yard chunks in 30 seconds, that's not possible.
The scoreboard says no one has any timeouts left. So if I'm Londonderry right now, I just keep handing off and running the ball. Don't make the mistake you made at the end of the first half where you didn't manage the clock and hold on to the ball with the final minute 7. If you're make sure that you've got the ball last in this football game, so that you're not giving Nashua North a good field position.
Here's O'Gorman.
You may see a long touchdown run. Oh,
Gathright drags him down, and Jamar might have been trying to pull that ball loose, but Sean O'Gorman has been just fantastic on offense for Londonderry. Number 17, the wingback. 24.7 seconds to go. That is a first down. But the pass goes out of bounds right there, just stopping the clock with 19.9 seconds to go. Interesting choice play.
My point in Londonderry not getting to the point where they had to give the ball back to North is North's got a pretty good kicker. He can boot one from a distance. So if you're in a position where the ball has to go back to Nashua North, you don't use the clock up right. One pass from Carcanis to somebody could set up a long field goal by Goodis.
Now, Tom, do they have a long bomb in their playbook?
North Londonderry,
19 seconds. There's a pass to Hale. It might have been a hook and ladder to O'Gorman, but it didn't occur.
It was going to be, but it didn't happen. He got hit right away. A smart play that time by the Titans. It looked like Williams was right there on the tackle.
Yeah, shaking up a little bit was Kevin Hale. He had no opportunity to lateral the ball to O'Gorman, who really, I believe that was what the play was, Tom.
I think you're right. It was a hook and ladder. Good call, John.
And the good tackle just put the receiver Hale in a straitjacket so he couldn't even lateral it to O'Gorman, who, had he gotten the lateral, it would have been very dicey for North to stop him with his tremendous speed and the sideline to run. But instead, it is a good defensive play, and it's 4 seconds to go in the half, in the game, actually, in regulation. We're tied at 42-all, so this one will be decided, as Tom said, with the high school overtime rules, 1st and goal to go from the 10.
Can anybody stop anybody from 10 yards out? Do you think?
I don't think. It's going to be sort of like watching a free throw contest between Larry Bird and Ray Allen. And so let's see, with 4 seconds to go, they're going to try something. O'Gorman running around left side. He's going to get strung out and pushed out of bounds, hopefully. He said hopefully, and he's out of bounds, and that's the end of regulation, folks. We're tied 42-all. So this game has gone more than right down to the wire. It's gone right beyond it. John Collins with Tom King on Nashua's ETV. We've got overtime here at Stellos Stadium between these 5-1 and 4-1 teams. Nashua High North against the Londonderry Lancers. An offensive game, and it will come down to overtime. Can anybody stop anybody from the 10-yard line? First and goal to go. That's the question. It sounds like a joke, but that's going to determine who wins this ball game. At this point, somebody's got to come up with a defensive stop.
Yeah, do you know if you want
Great job down on the field. Jim McLean with our handheld. Our camera crew up here is Mike Janes and Tim O'Neill. Our executive producer, Pete Johnson. We got more exciting high school football tomorrow at 1 o'clock here at Stellos Stadium. It's Pinkerton at 4-1. More of the best of the cream of the crop coming into Stellos Stadium this weekend against the defending champion Nashua High South Panthers, who at 2-3 are faced with a must-win game against one of the elite teams in Division I, the Pinkerton Academy Astros. So more exciting football is on tap on Nashua's ETV here tomorrow. But right now, well, Tom, you posed the question. So let me ask you to answer your own question. Who do you bank on coming up with the big stop? I guess the question is, which defense can make the play?
I think,
here's my prediction.
judging on the way they played down here late in the first half on that, that drive that stalled, and the way that they've been hitting in this second half, I would have to say Nashua North.
Here's my Nostradamus prediction, and I hope you're right. I hope it is Nashua North. I think that the Lancers have fumbled the ball so many times tonight.
Well, they have only fumbled
lucky.
it about 3 times.
They've fumbled it, but they haven't turned it over.
And you think they're going to turn it over on?
I think they're due. I think karma says that Londonderry fumbles, and that's the stop.
I think if they keep the ball out of Johnston's hands, because he's fumbled a couple times, I think if they keep the ball out of Johnston's hands,
is that why?
Just use
the Perilla's been in there.
Well, it could be, but not really. But
yeah.
But use your best guy. I mean, use O'Gorman.
Well, we just captured on camera David Duong
talking with Jason Robie,
and
right?
he's been a tremendous defensive force tonight
in
a game that's not.
They will do the coin. I hate to interrupt you. They will do the coin flip because they want to see who's going to get the ball to start.
But it's not sudden death.
No, it's 10-yard line. Start at the first and goal from the 10, and then just it's just like baseball innings. If the team that starts doesn't score, then the other team in the bottom half of the inning scores, then the game is over with.
I want to point out the 4 Nashua Titans down there. The captains are Jeff Taylor, left to right, number 7. Number 59 is Nick Cummings. Number 4 is Dylan Bradeur. And number 11 is Trevor Rancourt. So they are deciding right now which team will go first and which end of the field. So there you go. It's going to be, looks like Londonderry's got it first. And which end of the field do they choose to go?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to be
down. Is it up to the officials?
Going to be down here or not? I'm not sure who it's up to. I think it's up to the team that wins the toss. North won it, I believe, and they're going to do it right over here. I'm not sure. Did North win the toss?
It's a good question.
And then what's the choice going to be? Take it first? So Londonderry will start first at the south end of the field. So North won the toss and deferred, so they can bat in the bottom of the inning, as they say.
Yeah.
You know?
And Tom, let me ask you: is it just one touchdown can decide it, right? I mean, you can go one touchdown.
Well, it's like a hockey shootout, John. If you follow that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't score and the other team does in the bottom, if North scores in the bottom half, that's it. The game's
you don't
over.
get 3 chances.
No, you don't play a certain amount of innings.
Right.
You just play.
In a hockey shootout, you're allowed 3.
You're allowed three
goals.
Yes, but this
this
is not that way.
Right. Okay, so the pressure, of course, would be huge on Londonderry if they don't score here. Up the middle, McLaughlin wrapped up, and no, he squirts free towards the goal line. He's about at the 2 or 3.
I don't think he's that close.
Did he get down to the 5?
I think he's down around the 5 or 6 yard line.
Oh,
no, not even that. Not even
that
close.
Yellow line is
not even close. He's down about the 7.
He's at the
so
7.
He's at about 3 yards.
Yeah, I was fooled. That 5 yard line is not the goal line. That yellow line there, which is a either lacrosse or soccer, is irrelevant. So there's O'Gorman, number 17, in motion. And he is not going to get it. It's up the middle. Perilla.
They tried to go for the ball, and Williams was going for it, but didn't get it. Perilla did a great job to hold on to it.
Now
lunges
he's
forward, and now it's third and goal from about the 1 yard line. Now you have the choice to kick a field goal. You don't have to go for a touchdown.
Interesting.
You could kick a field goal. They're not going to.
They're not going to.
Right.
Now, if it was Nashua North and they had made the stop and they were 4th and 1, they'd probably kick the field goal. But
in the bottom half.
In the bottom half.
In the bottom half, if they make
right
exactly.
here, this is probably
right
4-down territory for the Lancers.
Right.
So they're going to go for it. It's handoff to O'Gorman. He's hit near the 1.
He falls in. Where do they mark him down? That's the question. Did he dive in?
They're going to mark him short. They're going to mark him short, Tom. It's unusual to see Sean O'Gorman from that wingback position get stopped anywhere near the line of scrimmage, but that time he was.
Boy, they are going to mark him
down.
short on the 1-inch line. Unbelievable.
So this might be where you gamble on the penetration. I know they got drawn off sides before, twice on 4th and 1.
I think this is where you just go traditional. You go straight quarterback sneak into the end zone.
Let's see what the Lancers come up with here. Number 5 there is Lambert is going to go in. Number 1, Alex Lambert, excuse me, following the block of Vincent Perilla and the right side of his line. So they took him to 4-down territory, but they were not able to stop the Lancers from putting up the points. And it's overtime, but they still go for the conversion. And of course, it's a choice of 1 or 2. They'll go with the extra point. This is Matt Charest. Or Charest. Here's
Very
the
important.
Kick.
It's
blocked. It's blocked. If Nashua North can get 7 points here, a touchdown and a conversion, it was not a fumble, Tom, that could be the difference in this game. It could be
blocked extra. I said it right here. I said these are very important. And all of a sudden, blocked.
It's not a turnover, but it's almost just as good because it leaves that 1 point gap glaring.
Chris Anderson, who we talked about earlier, on the block for Nashua North.
It could be the right leg of Anthony Gadis that wins this game, but to give their kicker that opportunity on the extra point, Nashua North's offense needs to go 10 yards in 4 plays.
In a shotgun formation.
Carcanis to Andre Williams. He's at the 5.
Down to about the 7 yard line.
6 or 7. I thought he was going to get to the 5.
He got about 3 yards.
No, he got tripped up. I thought he was going to easily get to the 5.
He had a lot of momentum, John, and that time Londonderry, no penetration in the backfield. So
yeah, good blocking on the left side of the line.
That allowed Williams to have a big head of steam.
He's at the 7, so it's still goal to goal. 2nd and 7. They hand off to Williams up the middle. Williams is in for the touchdown. Andre Williams carries 2 Londonderry Lancers into the end zone, and it's a touchdown. We are tied 48-48.
And now it's going to come down to the leg of Gadis, and I'll tell you what, he's been just pinpoint. And
Anthony Gadis a chance to win the game on an extra point. Now an extra point is exciting for the first time in my life.
You look at the kicking game for Londonderry. What has the kicking game done tonight with the onside kicks?
Here it is, Tom. It's down. It's up, and it is good. The Titans of Nashua North have gone 6-1. A huge celebration down on the field.
Huge celebration up here in the press box with the coaches right next to us.
The coaches are in a massive huddle up here. They defeat the Londonderry Lancers 49-48. And the game was closer than the score indicates, Tom King.
And didn't get into the 50s.
It didn't.
I know, amazing, huh?
49-48.
Amazing.
The blocked extra point, and whoever's hand was the hand of God that time. The defensive gods.
You'll
see it in the films. Maybe you'll see it in the replays here on.
The hero for North, Chris Anderson, our spotter up here, Bill Thornton.
Oh, terrific job.
Chris Anderson on the block.
Chris Anderson gets credited with the blocked extra point to give Nashua North the opportunity that they seized. Andre Williams with the touchdown, Anthony Gadis the extra point, and it's a 49-48 victory over the Lancers. Good sportsmanship handshake at midfield. A game hard fought, and what a terrific win for the Titans. A thrilling finish to this game. And as we said, 6-1. They're at the top of the division. They'll also celebrating this win tonight will be Nashua South, because Nashua South is 2-3. With that loss, Londonderry, who came into this game in the 4th spot in the standings, there are only 4 playoff spots, so they were fighting to hold on to the 4th and final playoff spot in Division 1 coming into this game. Londonderry is now 4-3. If the Panthers can upset the Pinkerton Astros here tomorrow at Stellos Stadium, the defending champs, the Panthers, would be 3-3, which is within striking distance of Londonderry. So Nashua South is celebrating right along with their intra-city rivals here tonight, because this opens the door for the Panthers, if they can come up big tomorrow on their home turf, to get back in the playoff picture. As I was saying, Tom, you know, you got the Panthers celebrating this win for the Titans tonight too, because that makes Londonderry 4-3. The Panthers, if they win tomorrow, could be 3-3.
That's right, exactly. So South wants, South is now back in the playoff picture. You know, they've got to run the table. They've got some tough teams to beat.
Yeah, starting tomorrow.
But right now, they're back in the picture. But North, this is a big win for North, big confidence booster. They were able to, for the second time in 3 weeks, go toe-to-toe offensively with another team, go up and down the field and score. And who would have thought a blocked extra point, the way these kicks were going through.
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
But if you look at anybody against North with the kicking game, I don't think Gadis has any equal right now. He's probably one of the best kickers in the state, if not the best kicker. So with his rifle leg, he's going to win a game one way or the other somewhere down the road, whether it's a field goal or an extra point. And, they don't get blocked too often. But, again, I thought, John, I just thought the onside kicks that Londonderry fell in love with in this game were just very strange.
They cost them.
I really thought
Big
they
time.
Gave North a short field every time they had the ball in the second half.
Bad strategy, Tom.
Right, exactly.
The way to say it. The element of surprise in the first half,
right.
That's exactly what happened. They fell in love with the idea of the onside kick, and it bit them.
Right, exactly. So that'll do it.
Look at that happy bunch of Titans down there.
Yeah, it's a happy guy.
Yeah.
A happy group, that's for sure.
Yeah, and they're exhilarated. If they can put it together on defense, they can have a championship team. They are a scoring machine.
And they're going to have to fight their way through and get another shot at Salem, but they'll have to play Salem down at Salem. And I don't know if it's going to be as high scoring there, because the track isn't as fast, on grass as it is on this field turf at Stellos Stadium. So
So I don't know if I dare ask you to recap the scoring for the second half. I know it was 28-21. North was ahead at halftime. And then it was sort of a slower third quarter.
Well, the second half started out, and Londonderry took them 5 plays to score. 22-yard run by Sean O'Gorman. They tie the game up at 28 all. North comes right back, 35-28, a 32-yard run by Carcanis. It was a big run for him. I mean, you're not used to seeing that from him. And then it's a tie game, and then all of a sudden the momentum swings. Suddenly, Londonderry gets a stop. Actually, both teams got stops. And then in the fourth quarter, with the score tied, Londonderry takes the lead on a 7-yard run, first and goal from the 7 by again the guy O'Gorman, their go-to guy inside the 10-yard line, and they grab a 42-35 lead. And again, no one scores. North turns the ball over on a fumble, and then all of a sudden, what happens there is Londonderry is able to grab the lead on a 7-yard run after a fumble, returned by, let me see, 64 for Londonderry. He returned it about 30 yards. Nigel Swanson. The fumble was caused on a sack of Carcanis by Brandon Foley. Sets up a 7-yard Joey McLaughlin run, and all of a sudden the Lancers grab the lead at 42-35 with 5:24 left. And then the Titans come right back down the field on a short field, a 45-yard field. A 20-yard pass from Carcanis to Williams to set up the final score, a 1st and goal from the 3, and then a 2-yard Andre Williams run with 43.5 seconds left to tie the game at 42 apiece with the extra point by Gadis. Then in overtime, it took Londonderry 4 plays, a 1-yard run by Sean O'Gorman, and then what happened after that? The extra point blocked by Chris Anderson of Nashua North.
The deciding play of the game.
Deciding play right there. The game, 2 runs by North, a 3-yard run by Williams, a 7-yard run there in the end zone, 49-48.
Nicely done, Tom King. Also nicely done by our camera crew tonight, Mike Janes, Tim O'Neill, Jim McLean with a hand held down on the field. We had a great game to cover, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Our executive producer, Pete Johnson. I'll wrap it up here because we'll be back here before we know it.
You'll be back here tomorrow. I won't be. I hope you enjoyed the game live, everybody. And tomorrow, you guys be live tomorrow, I think? I'm not sure.
We will be as far as I know.
We'll be live tomorrow from Stellos Stadium, and a big South game for Nashua South tomorrow.
Good job, Tom King. For Tom, I'm John Collins. The final score for the final time. Nashua North defeats Londonderry 49-48. Thank you for watching Nashua's ETV, and good night from Stellos Stadium, everybody.